Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Dude, Seattle's the best city. You're a fashionable fucking jerk off. You're a fashionable fucking... Read something. Read a fucking book, you moron. Read something. You're a fashionable fucking jerk off. It's not cool to be a fucking hipster either. You're a fashionable fucking... Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
By yourself. The TV is on. The lights outside are getting darker now. Not time for bed yet.
Margo Place.
You can't even sleep till mom and dad get home.
Yeah.
You're in way too deep. Everything is just fine. Everything is going
Yeah.
all right.
Brother!
Everything just got a
Big dude! Big dude! Big dude! Big dude! Big dude!
Everything is going wrong.
Yeah.
Don't open your closet or look under your bed. This time there won't be that knock at your door. Just stay awake now. Don't dare close your eyes. Preservation comes, self-destruction lies. Everything is just fine. Everything is going all right. Everything just got a whole lot worse. Everything is going wrong.
Hi, am I on the air? Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Bryan. So happy to be rolling in. Welcome. Keep that applause rolling.
Yes, please. Eat it.
Hey, thank you so much for joining us today. The Poorly Played... Oh, wait, hold on.
Outstanding.
Welcome to another episode of the Poorly Played stream, number... Every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific.
I wasn't ready.
Brian Abu Shakra joins me. What's up, King Lord?
Hey, what's up? Oh, wait, that was your cue. Oh,
Fantastic. Here we go. Let's get with the show.
God, I had it all backwards
It's
today, guys.
398, isn't it?
I don't know. It's, yeah,
390.
it's 398 shows. Oh, look, I got the Resetti error.
Uh-oh.
This is when your game system yells at you for not saving your progress.
Fucktard.
Don't walk away from me when I'm not saving
Shut
with
your
you.
mouth!
We are kindly coming back to Bloodborne again. I had a lot of fun with the game last week, but I didn't quite get very far. I didn't get farther than I was, really. I lost all my blood echoes by the end. I had like 10 grand or something, and then I lost them. So, I wanted to play again this week because I feel like this is something a lot of people wanted us to play, and then when we did, they found out after the fact. So maybe they're tuning in again. If you're new to the Poorly Played stream, welcome. We're playing Bloodborne.
Yeah!
With me, as always, my King Lord Brian Abu Shakra.
Look at that.
We love
Right
to
there.
see it.
Yeah, follow
Lazy
me.
Boy Lounge is in effect. The wheel is in effect. The IRL Twitch chat is there. I see... Oh, Jesus and Tequila. Hello. Welcome.
Oh.
Thank you for joining. F to the T.
The dollar's evil.
Thanks, Lasership84. Look at you guys. It's just great to have the whole fam-damly involved. Let's jump right back into gameplay, though, because I do love pushing buttons, and I'm going to play offline.
Even if you don't know what buttons are?
No, it's just the satisfaction of reaching over and
Yeah. Just hitting any of them.
hit a button, dude.
Which is a great segue into the clip that you posted on your Twitter of
Where's that PlayStation?
PlayStation cover falling
Yeah.
on me. Oh man, that was so funny to watch, like not being here, because it happened like you know.
Watching it back too, I am like, what was that? I'm like upset that something fell. Like, what's interrupting the stream?
I mean, in my opinion, that is the typical Garrett response of when you have no idea what's going on. Remember a long time ago when we closed your front door and it knocked over that Solid Snake figure and we put it all back.
Figure out.
Well, we didn't know exactly what had fallen at first, but we also knew that because of the way you came out, you were like in your boxers and your eyes were like half closed, and it was that same response of,
What the fuck was that? Oh, because I heard a door shut,
Yeah.
which is like, that's a recognizable sound,
Yeah.
door shut. But then I heard an action figure fall over.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, fuck, which one was it? Was it a fucking Hot Toy? Or was it a fucking NECA? I can afford a NECA.
Thankfully, it was a Solid Snake stand-up or something like that, and we picked it. We had already picked it up by the time you came out.
I bet.
But
I bet
it was
I had
that
to
same
readjust
sort of
it.
thing of like, okay, what the fuck is happening? Because I
You know
have
what?
no clue.
And I remember this. I was happy that you guys stood Solid Snake back up, you and Eric. But if you'll remember,
What the fuck?
I went and picked the knife up from the ground.
That's right.
That was still
We
laying
didn't
in the
see the
carpet.
knife.
I was like, I'll put Raiden's knife back in his hand. Thank you very much. It doesn't open from this
Oh
side.
man, I loved when Eric lived at your house because it's Killer DLS said it's like Garrett is dad and Brian and Eric are kids. It was more like living at Uncle's house and Uncle don't give a shit.
Yeah, Uncle didn't really give a shit because you guys are good house guests.
Yeah.
Housemates, flatmates.
Yeah, it was a fun time. Like I would just because I would always just go over to Eric's house wherever he lived. So I was like there pretty much every day after work, just hanging out. And it was a fun time. And then when Eric finally moved out, he ended up moving so close to me at the time that it was. I'm not joking.
Yeah, you guys live so
Around
fucking
the
close.
corner. And I'm not saying like, oh, around the corner a joke. Like, no, it was around the corner. I would walk to his house every day, and it would take less than a minute to walk.
Eric got the fuck out of my place with my shit ass internet.
That was the only reason. He loved living at your house.
I know.
No, he told me, it's like, I would have moved out of fucking Garrett's house. The rent was good, the room was good, everything was good. The fucking internet was ass awful. And
So
you're
bad.
still dealing with it
I knew I heard us echoing.
8
That's
years
gone.
later.
Yeah, I'm fucking in massive research. Verizon is now advertising at least their 5G home router kind of. You know, it's an antenna essentially that clips onto your window with suction cups.
Okay.
But oh, what the fuck, dog?
What the hell? I looked down at the chat for a second. I looked up. You were falling off a fucking.
I found a hole in the map or some shit.
What the
Dude,
shit?
I don't know. All my echoes are just gonna be sitting there for me.
Oof.
I'm not even
Ouch
paying
time.
attention. You know, I was back to the internet. The 5G Verizon window mount kind of modem or
Yeah.
whatever, you know, your go-between. That's being advertised now, but just not in my area yet.
That's
Which,
how it is.
If the 5G signal is in my area, why wouldn't the home version work if the cell phone version works? Know what I'm saying?
Hey, I agree.
But
Because
I
I
don't
get
know.
5G everywhere in San Diego on my
In the
T-Mobile phone.
In the pandemic, I still haven't really like seen anybody come to my house with a 5G phone because no one's come to my house.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know what's going on. Oh, they're back.
Can I come over
um,
tomorrow?
Yeah, come on over, dude. We'll just party in the yard. We'll stream. It's okay if you stream.
Is it?
Sure, we're not
Well,
wearing
I mean,
masks
yeah,
now.
technically, right, yeah.
That's Twitch TOS. It's their rules. We can't make them up. But I did want to say back to Bloodborne. I was chatting with the homie Daniel Dussault, who's done some fabulous artwork
Ooh.
for us over
Yes,
at
he
Mega
has.
64.
Shouts out.
He loves this game, and he was telling me there's a way that I gotta learn to use the gun, and it stumbles the enemies when they're in the attack. And I know how to do that, but then you pull their heart out with some. Whoa!
Oh,
Damn it.
Chrissy, he's fucked up.
That's a fucking move right there. I will. I need to learn this like grab through the heart, kind of like Kalima Shakti De. I want to learn that.
Okay.
I don't know how to do it. Maybe the chat knows.
Hey,
Let's check.
Daniel Dussault is here.
Oh, Dan, what's up, bud?
Laser Ships, welcome. Hey,
Welcome,
I love
dude.
seeing Daniel in the chat. Big shouts out.
Is
to
that
Daniel.
Laser Ships?
Yep, Laser Ships is Daniel.
Oh, okay. I'm fucking putting two and two together now.
Mhm.
What's up, homie?
And then fucking Rodrigo's here too. Shouts out
Oh,
Rodrigo.
Big shouts out.
Rodrigo's a top gamer when it comes to these
He's a
From
top
Software
too.
games, man.
He's no bottom.
Oh no. Well, I mean,
Let's-
Giselle.
Let's get back to the hunter's dream. No, where did I die? Over here?
Hunter's Dream. You know, there's enough leather, but there would be more
Yeah.
if it was really the Hunter's Dream.
Yeah. Kind of like I dream of like Edward Scissorhands. A lot of leather.
Leather and harnesses, I imagine.
You know.
You
me.
know.
Well, that's the aesthetic of this game.
Yeah. Hey, you know, earlier.
Ow! See, he didn't.
This
He
is-
still burned me up.
Yeah, he got you.
That's not the pull the heart out button. Well, what is
No.
Laser Ship saying in the chat? Did he answer us?
No, they just acknowledge that they're here.
Oh, what's up, dude? Well, how do I do the thing? Ow, you fucking bird brain. How do I do the thing, Daniel, where I rip their heart out after a successful blast of the gun?
Rodrigo's saying it's a parry. You got to time it right.
Yeah, but with what button? Because I'll try.
Oh, so Garrett really, when he asks that, he means like, how does he do it from the ground zero?
Yeah, essentially. Oh, here's my blood echoes. See, watch. He'll attack. Popped him. But I don't know what button to hit
Yeah.
next. I just know that attack.
R1 to parry, which is that what you did?
Yeah, no, it's L2 to shoot the gun. Dan said that I could shoot the gun, stun the enemy, and then rip his heart out.
Okay, so what Dan just popped it in.
Okay,
So when most enemies commit to an attack, so when you see their animation go into it, you
Yes.
shoot them with the gun. When they take a knee, you get close and press up and hard it.
Up and
Hard
L,
attack.
up and R2 then.
Yep.
That's heart attack, right?
I don't know. I don't know the controls of this game.
Oh, up, but up would no. Up does that. Up is like trying to make me use
I
an
would
item.
assume up on the control stick, not the.
Oh. Oh. Whoa! I didn't even know about that. Holy shit.
You talking about that move, Daniel?
No, that's just another move when I'm not in front of a kneeled guy. I thought there was a button that you just hold down and they do like this heart grab technique.
So I'm sorry, it's R1. So it's up in R1.
Up in R1. Okay, let's try it.
Let's do
Shoot
it.
this fool. Pop. Get up there. I heard the bell go off. There it is, Daniel.
Oh,
yeah!
We learned a new move!
Thank you so much.
Hell yes! Hell yes! Putting men on their knees in front of me is what I love.
Big ups to Daniel.
Hell
Gasol.
yes! Hell yes! Laser shit.
I can't believe
Fuck
we got
yeah.
it on the first try after a
Hell yeah.
successful
Hell yeah.
explanation. Thank you, Dan. That meant a lot. That's fucking cool, bro.
Hell yeah! That's your first visceral, dude.
Woo.
That's cool.
I heard the bell. I know that the bell goes off when there's a visceral. So it's up on the D-pad, and then one time again, R1.
Yeah.
That was it. That was it. Okay, so
Wow, that was cool.
that was fucking cool. Visceral that fool. I need
Eat him up.
to health up. I don't know what that is. That's my hand lantern. Oh yeah, that's to scroll through the weapons. Oh my god, I got so excited. That was so much fun. Let's see, nothing to do there. Down, changes. Let's keep the hand lantern out so I don't accidentally keep using Molotovs like we did last stream. Boom. Brian, do we have a Discord caller?
We
Maybe
do.
they want to start things off with a spin. Maybe they want to just chat about some Bloodborne.
Well,
We'll take whoever.
we're gonna talk to Dr. Ryan, because Dr. Ryan.
Oh, Doc.
I was talking to him recently, and Dr. Ryan was telling me that he's been playing Resident Evil 4, and he thinks that Resident Evil 4 isn't good.
Go.
Ryan?
Yeah.
Oh.
And
Let me say
his words
let me say-
yesterday.
Not good?
I'll just say this. I shouldn't say isn't good. His words yesterday were 6 is better than 4.
No, let me say. Oh, okay. You took the words right out of my mouth.
4?
Hold on. Let me say something.
Rocco from the other room just yelled,
Yep.
"Are you
Right.
fucking serious?"
you stole my thunder, Brian. You stole my thunder.
He cut to the punchline?
I didn't know
Yeah,
that
you
was
cut to my
your I'm
punchline.
Sorry.
My punchline is that I was playing Resident Evil 4 because Resident Evil 7 was my first Resident Evil. And since then, I played 2, Remake, 3 Remake 5, and 6. And I fucking hated 6. And I started 4 because I played it back in the day, but I didn't like Ashley. And so after getting her, I was like, I'll put this down. I'll come back later. So when I got my vaccine, I decided, I'm going to play something all day. Let me play 4. So I played all of 4. I'm not done with it yet.
I know,
but
I died. It's okay.
having put this much time to it, I have to say that Resident Evil 4 is a bad game. It plays like shit. It's cheap as fuck. And Resident Evil 6 was a better time. And I mean that truly from my heart. I like playing Resident Evil 6.
Contrarian, my friend. That is
I'm not trying to be a contrarian.
That is
I think Resident Evil 6 was
take.
more fun.
Okay.
I mean, that's subjective, so I
It
agree
is.
with your opinion.
The controls
Well,
are
I
better.
don't agree with it, but
it plays better. It shoots better.
You're allowed to have
The
it.
story might be dog shit, but let's be honest. The story of Resident Evil 4 is
You think it
basically
shoots
nothing.
better? Dude, the
It shoots way better.
You
the
know what?
Wii controls broke that game. I could headshot everyone.
Dr. Ryan has a point. And so this was the thing that I wanted to hear. Because Dr. Ryan, as he prefaced, didn't come into the series playing 4 when it was the newest Resident Evil game. He's playing it when it's what we now have. Like, this game is based off of it. Fucking thousands of games have been based off of it. And in that respect, as harmful as that is for us to hear, when I try to play Resident Evil 4
Well,
again
it doesn't harm me.
not for you, but maybe some of our viewers. But as harmful as that is to hear, I get what Ryan's saying. The shooting in 6 is more tight and more fluid in what modern day shooters are like than 4. 4 is such a stop, hard, fucking aim, now move, now stop.
God damn, how do I heal?
Down or up?
It's not down because that just killed me more.
Then I have no idea. But yeah, I think I get what you're saying, Ryan. But as somebody who went from tank controls to Resident Evil 4, that game blew our fucking minds.
Resident Evil 4
totally.
is still Resident Evil 4 is still tank controls. You're fucking lying to yourself if you think they're not. Tank
No,
controls.
you're right.
Listen, I can only say one discouraging thing about Resident Evil 4, and that is it's a little long once you get to the mining island and the crazy like industrial park, and the Krauser stuff is kind of like he's a typical Resident Evil villain, but
You're spoiling Resident Evil 4 for me.
What are you talking about?
He's not there yet. He's never played the game.
I'm still in the castle.
Didn't you just say? Well, then you have no opinion. Hang up on him. He hasn't beat the game yet.
So what?
You haven't beat the game. You can't. You can't. You have no opinion, Ryan. I'm sorry.
Why is that? No. Hold on.
We'll talk to you later, bud.
No, shut up.
All right. Thanks, everyone. We're gonna take our first break. I'll be back.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. That was really funny. But I do want to still converse with Ryan about the differences, because I refuse to. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. Brian, can we call him back?
All right,
on
yeah.
Discord. I'm gonna call him back in. Let's.
All right.
Are you already with us? You're fast.
Yeah.
Brian.
Hello.
Thank you so much, dog. Thank you for answering. I called you. I got killed for no reason here. But
well, no reason. I
well,
don't know.
I left
Maybe
the game
it was
at
the
idle.
karma for hanging up on me.
Yeah. Well, hey, the blood echoes are right where I left them, so.
Okay.
That's all. I got all 16 back.
Shit.
Oh shit. I need to go to the Hunter's Dream and stock up. And while I do that, I do want to keep discussing this because I really. Okay, and I'm sorry I'm spoiling stuff. Now that I understand you haven't actually finished 4 yet, I won't say anymore.
It's
But
fine.
5
I actually,
is-
they're not spoilers because
it was stuff
this
that
game's
already
been out
happened.
for 15 years. Well, not only
Yeah.
is it that, but this
You've
game's been
already
out for
fought
15 years.
Krauser.
Also, it's Kevin's favorite fucking video game, so I know everything about it.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
you've already seen
that was
the
more I was
Krauser
joking around.
generic
Yeah.
character design and all that shit. And and really I'm thinking like Yeah, 5. I guess I haven't technically finished because I did like Chris Pierce. I've never done Ada. I've done Leon.
You mean 6? You
Oh,
mean
six,
6?
six, yeah.
You mean 6?
Yeah, 6. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, 5. Yeah, 5. I've definitely finished. God, we remember the Boulder incident. I finished that one only twice. But I don't see how you can.
How much of 6 have you played? Because I beat that game. I platinumed that game, so I beat it twice. I beat all the chapters, and I beat all the chapters again.
Like I said, I've done Leon probably twice. I haven't done Ada. I've done Chris and Pierce, but I didn't beat it with Pierce. I did Sherry and Zach. No,
Jake.
what's Jake?
Jake.
Sherry and Jake first. Then I did Chris, but not Pierce. Never got Ada unlocked, and then we did Leon for a second time. No, for my.
So
first
you've just
time.
never done Ada. All you have to do is Ada, and you beat that game. You've done 3 out of 4 chapters.
Yes, but it's not
just
good,
fucking
so
do
I
Ada.
can't bring
It
myself to do it.
It's not good. When it comes to the story, makes no fucking sense. But like the gameplay works. It shoots well.
Yep.
And it responds to what I want it to do. The game is not bad because of the gameplay. The game is bad because it's too long, and the story makes no damn sense.
Yeah, story makes no sense, and it is too long.
At least here's the 2 things it's got over Resident Evil 4.
Okay.
It plays well, and they don't fucking spawn enemies directly behind you on top of Ashley. That's what pissed me off so much. So, do you remember the room in the castle
where they're on both sides?
Where you're in that big room where you eventually step on the things, and then it makes the crank turn up, and then brings the crank up, and then you've got to have her do the. Yeah, okay, that's the thing
they'll
that
carry
like,
her to
broke
the
me.
side doors. Yeah.
Well, what happened was, so the first time I do it, I'm just doing it. I'm playing this on normal. My first time, I have good guns. Like, I'm pretty good at the shooting in this game. Like, I have the not the what's the one after the semi-auto rifle, and that just one-shots those bug dudes.
Yeah.
And so it's like I'm going along. I'm not having a problem. I'm using my riot gun to take care of the shields. It's like this is nothing. And then all of a sudden, I turn around and Ashley's dead because 3 fucking shield guys came out of the ceiling behind me.
Dude,
so I go, okay, fine.
You just gotta.
Is she following you the whole time?
I always found doors to hide behind, and then I would like funnel them into smaller hallways. Use the mine gun. All kinds of.
I did that too.
Cheap-ass techniques.
You make bottlenecks, and it works. I did this all on stream, but the thing is, and if you go back on my stream and people were showing me this like in clips. Otherwise, they were literally, I would make bottlenecks where all of the people would be in front of me. I would run around until they were all in front of me so that there was only one way they could come, and I would make her stand behind me, and the game would spawn extra dudes behind me. So it's just like, I can't fucking win.
What mode are you're playing on hard?
Normal.
That's so weird. That like, I always felt like
keep doing the wrong button.
I always felt like that game was one of the first games where escorting somebody actually wasn't a fucking hassle. Like I feel like I remember being able to always tuck her away in some like locker or dumpster.
Yeah, throw her in the dumpster.
Or like leave her behind in a room so that she wouldn't die. But you know, it's like it's been forever since I actually played through the game because
paper thin. And like the smallest thing will just one-shot her. You know that part when you're first coming up where the catapults are, where the dudes from Garrett's kitchen are like throwing those rocks at you.
You're talking about the Los Illuminados in red with the goat skull?
Yeah, that guy. So it's like, there's catapults. I never knew what that was until
I don't. It's funny for the viewer who goes, Garrett has a Los Illuminados in his kitchen?
Yep. The first time I saw it, I was like, oh, hey, that's that thing from Garrett's kitchen. Now I know what that's a reference to.
So I know what you're talking about. That kind of spawning never fucked me up, though, because, like, it only killed me on the sniper mission where you had to escort, like, with the sniper rifle, and the guys would carry her into the other room. That's the only time I ever got stuck in that game and had to do it, like, 10 times.
I had to do that giant room 4 times. And the thing is, it resets you to the very beginning of the fight. And that's like a 4 or 5 part fight. So it's just like, cool. It spawned a guy that one-shot her with a fucking flail.
So that game has a water temple. Then that's that game's default.
It could be. Now, have you been giving her any of the yellow herbs?
Absolutely not. Those are for me. I'm the number one.
See,
you're
that
I was told. No, I was told at the very beginning. I had my own like Sherpa here, who straight up said, "Don't give her any yellow words." It's
Really?
Why am I doing the fucking button wrong?
I don't know how I don't know who gave you that advice. So I don't wanna tell you that it was bad or wrong. But let me tell you what my experience is. First time playthrough of that game, I gave her the health because I knew that in moments like this, I don't want her to get one-shot killed. Subsequent playthroughs, I would give myself all the yellow ones because she was already full health. I think that really is a big deal as to why. Resident Evil 4 wants you to give her the health because you can defend yourself. And then after that, you load yourself up. Because Resident Evil 4, even though it's a fucking 30-hour game, it's just like every Resident Evil game. You're supposed to grind it and play every level over and over and over again. They just added way too many levels. But Ryan,
I mean,
it's again, for me, I think it's really interesting because you're coming in as a
Just
100%
a shooter fan. Third-person shooter fan.
Just totally new, totally clean as a
He's a trophy
pro
hunter.
gamer. He's a trophy
No,
hunter.
I'm not trophy hunting this game. So this game doesn't have a platinum, and I don't care about getting all the trophies. I
Oh,
just
really?
wanted
You're
to
not
play
playing it for a platinum?
I didn't know that.
Nope. I'm playing this because I've played 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. I also, when I picked this up, I picked up the 0-1 collection. I want to play all these before 8 because 7 is probably one of my top 10 favorite games of all time. 7 hit me in a way that's like, holy shit,
Yeah,
I get
you
Resident
beat it
Evil
on the
now.
stream
Because-
in one go.
Yeah.
This
up
stream.
until Resident Evil 7 came out, your stream, yeah.
Yeah.
Up until Resident Evil 7 came out, I didn't give a fuck about Resident Evil. I thought, I don't get it, I don't like tank controls, I don't like Resident Evil, blah, blah, blah. And then I played 7, I was like, I'm gonna go back and play all these. And then between that and like 2 Remake and everything, Resident Evil has become one of my favorite series now that I've played all these other ones. So it's like, hey, 8's coming out. I should play 0, 1, and 4 to shore up, like, you know, what I've done. And I want to be done with 4 so bad so I can break the disc in half.
Oh,
You dick.
wow. Yeah,
I
see, Ryan,
don't like it.
I
The fucking
get ya.
a little Fortnite kid that's like running around going, "Hey, I'm gonna get you!" Like,
What about Mercenaries, dude? Mercenaries in 4 was so fucking good.
I don't know if this one has that.
So the version there's no platinuming
nope.
version
No.
on the PlayStation console.
Not,
It's only
not for
got.
Resident Evil
It's
4.
like all the trophies are like play every level. And get some bottle caps, which were some like shooting gallery. Which, by the way, the
Yeah.
shooting gallery was dog shit. You aim forward, and the fucking sensor is like 3 yards to the left.
I had no problem with the shooting gallery.
I hated that. And then it's like play it again on the hardest difficulty, but you can't New Game Plus it. And I was like, well, I had this much of a shitty time with it. I'm
I will
definitely not
say-
doing that.
I played this on the GameCube, then I played it on the PlayStation 2. Then I fell in love with the controls on the Wii. I spoke about being able to headshot
Yeah.
everything. I loved the Wii version of that game. And I haven't played the digital PS3, PS4, PSP. I haven't played any of those versions. I haven't played 4 since the Wii.
Yeah.
I mean,
think
other than...
the 4 is literally, I think it's just a port of the PS2 version.
Did we do it on
And they
the
haven't
stream,
really
though?
done anything.
We did.
Which one did you guys do when you did 4? That would have
We
been
had
a
to
couple
do the
years ago.
PS3 digital one. No, I think
That was just before I started being on, so I wasn't there for that.
I don't know if we did the PS3. I think we did the PS3 digital one.
Knowing you might have done, because
The
you like to
disc.
do original console, you might have done GameCube.
I don't think I played the GameCube in here though. I think it might have been easier to, because you can't capture GameCube except for my HDMI up.
So yeah, it must have been PS3.
I would have thought.
I mean,
it would
someone will
have
go
best
back
on
and
the
find
PS3.
out really quick.
You know what?
The PS3 and the PS4 version are the same exact version.
You know, Ryan.
So I'm playing what you played.
Okay.
It's interesting because, like, again, like Resident Evil, at a certain point, kind of became a shooter, and you're right. As a shooter, Resident Evil 4 sucks. As a shooter.
As a shooter, it is a bad video game. Now,
Yes.
and also the puzzles are way too easy. I love the puzzles in 2 and in 7. And like I was playing some puzzle the other night about like the one about like you have to get 6 dead bodies on. And everyone in my chat, I told my chat, don't tell me the answer, I'm gonna figure this out. And someone was like, this took me 45 minutes. This is the hardest fucking puzzle. I did it in like 30 seconds. Like
Yeah.
it was the easiest fucking puzzle of all time.
And again, like, I think, I know a lot of us have probably kept with the lineage of the releases, right? Like, it's come out on literally every system since it came out on GameCube. Literally every system.
Yeah.
So some of us have continued to play it. Others haven't, like myself, played 4, really sat down and played 4 since I fucking played it 20 times on GameCube. And then the only time I ever played it again, like Garrett mentioned,
Look
was
at
when
these.
they...
This is like 4, dude. The fucking villagers
Shit, yeah,
are here.
it is.
Oh, dogs. Here come the dogs.
What was it? Oh, the Wii version, like Garrett
Oh my
said.
God, stop.
That was
God
one of my
damn it.
favorite ways
God
of...
fucking damn it.
Kevin's in the chat
Kevin's
saying Ryan
here.
is so fucking smart. Now is a perfect time to play the I'm so fucking pissed.
I wish I could,
But
but,
you can't.
I don't
know,
want
I
to stop
see
playing
you
right
making all
now.
of this shit. But Ryan,
Yeah.
I think I get what you're saying. Like, as a shooter, I agree that game sucks as a shooter. As a Resident Evil game that was fully 3D, no pre-rendered background, no bullshit. It opened up where you could walk. It did all of these new things. It's great. It broke the mold. It made
Sure,
all of these games. We wouldn't have
looking
Gears
through it
without
through
this.
You love
the
it, Brian. You
nostalgia-
do
if you're
love
looking
it.
through, if you're looking at it through the nostalgic old, like this blew my mind when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'll
But
concede to that, yeah.
But you people as a group give me shit all the time when I said I don't think Resident Evil 4 was that good. It still holds up. That's the phrase that everyone says. It still
does.
holds up.
It does.
And I'm here to tell you, no, it fucking doesn't. You're fucking high.
It does. You just have to play it like a Resident Evil game, not like what Resident Evil became. You've
Yeah,
only
you're
played,
trying to make it an action game, but it's still the bridge
You've
of
only-
survival horror.
I'm
to
not
action.
playing it like an action game. I'm fucking going through every room looking. I have so much patas because I like to, or however you say it. I pronounce it. PTAS.
Yeah,
patas.
dude,
I don't
you
know.
gotta-
I have like $1 million in that game
Yeah.
because I do everything. I look in every
Yeah.
corner. I look for everything.
Then you
I
can
take
buy
my
that
time.
Dillinger, that Tommy gun.
I've got a blacklight, a riot gun, and a semi-auto sniper gun, and everything dies. Like, that's not the problem.
Sure.
Those bug guys, no problem. I can take them all down. Ashley's the fucking problem.
Yeah, well,
Well,
you'll get
you gotta
there,
give
buddy.
her yellow herbs.
You'll get
No,
there. We're
because I
telling
know
you
that
how
I
to do it.
eventually lose her.
Brian is now telling you how to do it.
You have to give her more health. If she has only the health she starts with, she dies in one hit. And when you
Well,
have,
now I want to do it without giving her any just to
Ow.
spite you.
I mean,
Well, you could-
That's cutting your nose off to spite your face if you want to.
100%
I
something
want
I
you
do.
to enjoy the game. I'm here trying to make you enjoy it. I want to win
And
your opinion.
I want to ride my resentment of this game into a fucking volcano.
Well, then your decision's made.
He's over it.
He's Gollum at the end of Lord of the Rings. He's going in the fire no
Fuck
matter
me.
what.
Yeah, dude. But hey,
Kevin says Ryan doesn't know how to like good games.
I'm so fucking pissed.
Yeah, you are barking
talking
up the
about?
wrong tree. With
Ryan,
the,
I
with
know
the
I like
Resident
good
Evil
games.
4 bashing.
I
I
just
can't.
platinumed Race with Ryan starring YouTube sensation Ryan's World. So
All right.
I know how to like
Thanks
good games.
for the
okay?
call, bud. It's been great. We sure do love you. We'll see you next
I
time.
love you guys. Talk to you later.
Bye.
I'm so fucking
hey,
pissed.
that
Okay.
was great.
I gotta stop, like, using the fucking heal button instead of the attack button. I do not know the controls of this game still.
Walk towards the enemy and hit R1. You don't need to press the
I
D-pad.
keep pressing the triangle too, which I just did it again.
Oh,
Heals
man.
me, and I keep running out of blood vials, so I really should stop doing that. There should be a good place to farm blood vials, but these guys are typically easy, but they're putting them in packs, they're surrounding me with fire. I don't like this kind of mess. Ow! Ow. Fuck you, Farmer John. This is for Leon and Ashley and all the shit you villagers did to them. Nasty villagers. This does look quite like the Resident Evil 4 area, huh?
It
Golden?
does. It does. I like it. A lot of
like
people have
it.
compared this Resident Evil 4 just because of kind of like the overall feeling of it.
Overarching map.
Yeah. I think
Ooh, is this a new area?
I think
Or
it's
did I
really
come back
unique
this
to
way?
get the perspective of somebody who's never played a Resident Evil game and gone in reverse because
It's weird that he does go in reverse, though.
Well, I mean, he just kind of went with what was new, right?
I
So-
guess.
Yeah. So
yeah,
it
he
ma-
fell in love with 7 and then played it backwards.
And so it's kind of like the reason I like that is, and I tried to bring this up while we were talking, is we look at things with rose-colored glasses when we love them. And Resident Evil 4 is a pretty solid game, but even when I try to play it right now, like I tried to play it at the beginning of this year on PS5, I'm like, honestly, I don't have the patience to do this again.
Really?
Yeah, it is clunky. It is tank controls. It's not as intuitive. Even 5 is way more fluid, way easier to control, and way easier to move and shoot. But 4 wasn't a shooter. In the way that I played 4, I would go for headshots. Even on the GameCube version, my method was headshot, run up to the person in front, and do a kick.
Melee. Yeah, you get a lot of ammo saved up if you use the melee effectively in Resi 4.
And that one, I had a totally different system for that. That was the survival horror method of that. I would shoot them in the head with the pistol. The pistol is the best weapon in any.
Yeah, just max out your pistol.
And then I would run up, and if it didn't get them with a critical hit because I had the critical hit pistol, I would then knife all 4 of the people who got knocked down with my karate kick. So I was able to like have a more of a strategy, kind of like how Resident Evil originally was when it was a tank control game. But yeah, again, when you're coming in from Ryan's perspective, even with 7, which is more survival horror than any of the other series has been since 4, its shooting and its mechanics are far more polished and pristine. So that's why I'm actually kind of excited to see what they do with Resident Evil 4 Remake, if they end up doing that. We've only heard that as rumors. No official announcements have been made that it's actually going to happen. So I hope it does.
I think like if they tone down how long it is, they cut out some parts maybe, like that third act going to the fucking. What is it? A refinery? Whatever that island of Mad Max dudes.
Electrical BOW island.
Yeah.
All those fucking guys. Yeah.
It was just a fucking bridge too far, man.
I agree.
Whoa!
Yeah, I think it's cool.
Oh fuck me!
I appreciated Ryan's call. I like this perspective.
I did too. I love.
I love giving him shit about that.
I love that his take is that it's. Not that it's just bad. He doesn't like parts of Resident Evil 4. But that 6 is better is the added insult that's just like...
Don't walk away from me when I'm talking to you.
He said he had more fun with 6. When we played 6 Leon campaign, I was actually pretty impressed at how fun it was.
How did that not fall on me?
I don't know. He must not have hit it. Yeah, 6, when we played just Leon's campaign, that's fun. It controlled well. It's actually...
it controlled all right. I wasn't the best at it.
Yeah.
You know.
But yeah, Ron's Pies, I think, might have said it perfectly in one sentence. 6 is a competent shooter, not a good Resident Evil game.
Sure.
And I think that's a big deal. When your game is a very specific type of category, changing that kind of makes people confused. Like like Metal Gear 5. Because there were less cutscenes and more just gameplay, people were like, yeah, I don't like 5. Well, it's like, what do you mean? The fucking gameplay in 5 is the best gameplay I've played out of the entire series. It's pure just sandbox fun. How could you not like that?
With co-op, too.
Yeah. And then they're like, oh, well, the reason I don't like it is because there aren't the cutscenes and it's too non-linear. And it's like, well, yeah, that's the point. Oh, they don't like non-linear games, and that's fine.
Yeah, it did something different. The sequels, as they go on, it seems like you gotta change the gameplay up to keep them interesting. You can't just keep doing the same thing like Assassin's Creed, or then it's Assassin's Creed. But also, it's a fucking gamble because they turn a fucking survival horror franchise into an action franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Which, yeah, didn't really work out for Resident Evil. In my opinion, the Metal Gear games have gotten better in some ways, in certain ways, and they've all innovated on themselves in a different way that kept it interesting, kept it fresh. And I think the Resident Evil games have failed in some ways, where when you get into 5 and 6, for me, it's so different, and it's such a misstep.
And that's because, you know, I think we've talked about this too. Like, when it came to 5 and 6, at that point, those were flagship series.
Yeah.
And so they couldn't just let them be Resident Evil games. They had to make them
Oh yeah, you got to make it a AAA.
You have to make it a AAA title. You can't just let it be what it is. You know why Uncharted is a great series from 1 to 4? Because every single game in the Uncharted series is an Uncharted game. It doesn't try to be another game. It doesn't try to be fucking Tomb Raider. It doesn't try to be anything else. And that allows it to just develop on itself. In my opinion,
I need to farm Blood Echoes. I'm going to go back to Yarnum.
Yeah, you should grind that shit out.
Yeah.
But real quick, what I was going to say is, in my opinion, I miss the days where sequels were what made the game better. You know, like back in the day when you got, for instance, Metal Gear 1, you had a good number of controls, Metal Gear Solid 1.
Yeah.
But you didn't have all of the capability. You couldn't hang on rails. You couldn't do all of these like extra things. 2 gave you that. 2 gave you the first person and third person aiming and the better camera. And then 3 was its own game. It also had that fixed camera. Then Subsistence came in and it also added that movable camera.
And they kind of added it backwards to the other game.
Yeah. So the idea being that like games grow and develop to hone a perfect system. I think Resident Evil kind of hit that top spot with that tank controls and like 4 mixed 3D worlds with tank controls, and it made it work, and nobody had ever gotten that before. And you know, when it came to 5 and 6, they still wanted to be that big ass game, but 4 hit because it hit on its own level. It innovated.
Right time too, man. I mean, like there wasn't a lot on the GameCube. I was playing Resident Evil Remake and 0. And then like 4 just fucking alright, there's like all of the best action adventure games that I love are on the GameCube right now.
Yeah.
I loved Remake. A lot of people don't really like that. The whole adding of the Crimson Heads and stuff like that. But I just felt like, well, we're innovating on the original. And it's kind of the basic layout of the original Spencer State, but hey, they changed some stuff. They changed like just enough. I don't know, man. It makes me it just makes me think how good Resident Evil used to be. But even with 7, like, I love 7 like Ryan does too. But it doesn't feel like Resident Evil to me. I think because I have such a soft spot for tank controls 1, 2, and 3, Outbreak, File 2. I mean, those kind of games, the way those games play.
Yeah.
I fucking love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And Remake still plays kind of that way too.
I agree. It picks up, kind of Revelations was doing this.
Revelations felt like, hey, they made an old school Resident Evil game again finally.
Yeah, Revelations 1 and even Revelations 2, even though it was a little hollow in the story.
Yeah, but it's Moira.
Still good.
Moira Burton. Oh, you know I fall for any goth character in a video game.
Oh, I didn't get that far into. I did the Mercenaries in Revelations 2, which were fun as
that was
fuck.
A lot of fun. You didn't do any story?
No,
I mean, she's a main character in the story.
Remember, you could just buy episode 1 of Revelations 2, and then you could do the online Revelations Mercenaries mode.
Without paying for the full game?
Yeah, because you had like over 100 mercenary levels with Chapter 1. So I never beat the rest of Revelations 2. I never played the story.
I don't understand, though. I don't remember it being a trial game.
No,
you just had to buy the game to get access.
So Revelations 2 was originally released in episodes. I think maybe you remember that. I don't.
I have no recollection.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah, Revelations 2 I thought was released in like 4 or 5 episodes or something like that.
Some fucking seasons shit
Yeah.
before that was a thing.
Yeah, and with the first season, it gave you access, because every Resident Evil game always has Mercenaries mode. It gave you access to that level's mercenary mode, which is the same as the one that they've had on every Resident Evil game, where your every headshot or every whatever shot you get killed gets you time, upgrade weapons, and that I grinded the fuck out of that.
Yeah,
that was a lot of fun. If you guys get a chance to play Resident Evil 2, Revelations 2, Mercenaries, that's a good way to like just grind and kill time. But
that game was a lot of fun. But wow, that's so funny that you never played any of the other story.
Nope.
Resident Evil Revelations 3, I think, is rumored to be coming.
Really?
That's something I heard today. Yeah, I know the Nintendo Direct was today.
Yeah.
Not much news out of that for me. I mean, other than Splatoon 3. But I heard somewhere else something about Resident Evil Revelations 3 might be being worked on by Capcom.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I think so.
Capcom is back. So that goes back to what I was saying earlier about
Hunters have
Capcom.
told
Kind of
me
got
about
put
the
in that
church,
position where
about the gods
you know,
and
they
their
weren't.
love.
They were being made to make games that they don't make. You know what I mean? Like they make their own type of games that
Yeah.
are really good.
Created by you
And then-
Like
humans.
Monster Hunter.
Yeah, like Monster Hunter
you
or
ever think to
fucking,
love me?
you know, Resident Evil. They're very niche games. They're not meant for everybody.
I do love you.
And I feel like with
Isn't that how you
Revelations
made
and
me?
with the other Resident Evils, like
They're trying to branch out again.
yeah, they're trying to capture a wider audience. And when they do that, they
I thought it was a good return to form, honestly.
yeah, I mean,
The first one, essentially.
yeah,
I didn't beat the second one, so
The-
I don't remember.
the first one I beat on DS and then I bought on
Farewell, good
Wii U.
hunter.
Yeah.
and that was great.
May you find
So yeah.
The first one especially because it was like, god damn, finally a mainline Jill Valentine game again.
Oh yeah.
But
it was.
I mean, we got it with 3 remake, but I want new Jill storyline after she's been deprogrammed from the whole Wesker thing that he did to her in 5. And then how do you come back from that? You know what I mean? Like, what do you
Yeah.
like? Like, we haven't gotten that.
yeah.
Just a straight up Jill Valentine game. She's suspected to be. Is she suspected to be dead? They teased that with a grave that Chris is looming over in 5 originally. But then you find her. You remember that?
Wait, you find her. Oh, in 6, yeah.
No, in 6, I don't know if Jill's even mentioned.
Wait, no, in 5, don't you save her?
Yeah, but the marketing before 5
Oh,
came
right,
out,
right,
Chris
right.
was like looming over a
Yeah,
gravestone that said
yeah,
Valentine. It was like a whole
yeah.
thing, I think.
Because yeah, it was that whole like misdirection that she had died, and then
Yeah.
we find out that she had
She's
been.
evil. Which, I don't know,
yeah.
you pull that thing out of her chest. Does she ever fully, like, come off of the... I guess what virus was affecting her at that point?
I don't know.
It's not T-virus.
No. I
Or
have no
Code
idea what it
Veronica.
was.
I don't know. I don't know what Wesker gave her. But I don't want to find out.
I don't know either.
So nice, Eric said it twice. We mentioned the Monster Hunter franchise that Capcom
Yeah.
puts out, and I watched the Monster Hunter film that
Oh.
was directly distributed. It was on VOD, I think it was Monday night it went up, and I watched it Monday night. And
Yeah.
I fell asleep before it ended.
Wow.
But I rewatched the ending Tuesday night, and it was exactly what I would expect from Paul Anderson. What's her husband's director's name?
Paul
W.S. Anderson, but not Wes Anderson. W.S.
and not Paul Thomas Anderson.
Not that one. But anyway, Mila and Paul, they made another one. Takes the video game quite literally, which is interesting that the first Resident Evil movie, it plays a lot with the Resident Evil game. It's like nothing about the first
Yeah.
game, or any of the games,
Yeah.
really. There's this tie to Leon, and his friend becomes the nemesis, but only at the end. Like, very loose. All these things that you don't really even see, those like big monsters that Ana Lucia has to fight at the end. Oh no, that was Lost.
No, she was.
I know, she turned into a zombie at the end, and
I
then
forgot she's
they
in
fought
Resident
like a
Evil 1.
lion version, that like a mutated liquor. But the liquors were cool. The zombies were cool in Resident Evil 1, the first movie. But it took a lot of like, liberties. And then they kind of tried to correct that with 2, where it was like, yo, here's the fucking nemesis. It's in Raccoon City. Here's fucking STAR's headquarters and the Sherry Birkin kind of like storyline.
Yeah.
But this is weird because they're like full on literal with Monster Hunter in this new movie, where they're going like, all the monsters are named what they're named in. Here's fucking Rathalos. Here's the fucking this one. Here's the fucking. How do you do Palicos? How do you do a little animated cat?
Yeah.
They do
Who
it.
knows?
You do it. They do
did
it
it.
full literal, and I think it's kind of based off of the one. Was it Monster Hunter World that was on the Wii U, where you're like a ship that sails. The opening has the ship sailing through
know.
the sand.
Really?
Yeah, it. They just go like super literal with the Monster Hunter
That's
movie.
cool.
But I love Mila Jovovich, and I do love video games. So it was like, hey, having played this video game, getting to see all that shit represented, like literally, was like what they did literally with the cheetah woman that
Oh, in Wonder Woman?
in Wonder Woman. That what was her
Oh,
name? I want to say Leslie Bibb because she's got another short name, but Kristen Wiig.
Oh, I thought you were asking.
Kristen Wiig played Cheetah Woman or something.
I think it's just called Cheetah. I think she's just Cheetah in one.
And they had to go full furry CG with the tail and everything. It's like, oh, you fucked up by not just making her cool costume.
Yeah.
You went literal, make it look like. That's what Monster Hunter does. It's like, all right, Rathalos is like a CG dragon, which the fucking CG looks like it's in the game. It looks like it does in the game, like 1-to-1. But then you do other shit like the Palico and stuff, and you're like, hey, whoa. Why are we going full literal here? That's what the Palico reminded me of. It reminded me of Cheetah from 1984's Wonder Woman.
Oh my god. Yeah, they completely change how she looks when she turns into Cheetah.
And can I show you on the full... No, please leave it where it was. The full screen here, like, the first picture you see is, like, what they did to her by the end of the movie. Wow. I guess the first 2 rows, or the first 3 rows, is kind of like what she looks like. But... look at her outfit in the second picture on the first row.
Yeah,
like that was the cool version of Cheetah that's like, oh yeah, this is what the Marvel movies do right. They change the costume to be kind of real world accurate. Like she's not gonna really grow fur and a fucking tail. Maybe give her fangs, give her a little accent. But DC goes too fucking far.
Holy shit.
But hey, you know what? If it's a video game movie and not a comic book movie, I say go way too far. So I give it a thumb up. Out of 2.
Thumb up out of 2.
1 thumb up, Mila. You and your husband, you guys sure?
Not so much.
Hey, Mila and her husband are better than Uwe Boll at it. I'll say that much. They stick to the video game lane, and I'm fine with it. No grants from the German government, but who knows? Oh, yeah. I'm going to farm. I'm going to go to an easy place, and I'm going to farm some blood echoes because I'm just getting my ass kicked I'm undiscovered in these woods. I still don't even know where the second campfire is. I'd like to find a second campfire. Maybe if you know where that fire is, call in. If you do, we'll take your call. Like we'll take Ron's Pies.
That's exactly what I was going for.
That looked like a new name.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
give him a second to
I saved some
unmute.
lady over here. She's cool.
Oh, hello.
Oh,
hello.
Well, that's what you said.
Yeah, no. Hey, what's up, Ron's
What's up, Ron's?
Not much. I'm just still boiling after that Dr. Ryan conversation.
Oh, I know, dude. Was I right to hang up on him first?
I mean, I think that
He
when it comes to
hasn't-
video games, it's worth kind of hearing some dissenting opinions.
Yeah, I don't want to live in an echo chamber, as they all say, but here's the thing. He hasn't beat the game yet.
That
so
part was
Yeah, that was kind of...
he'll have
but
the
I
same
just,
opinion.
Sus.
But
I just want to come at it from the angle because I didn't play Resident Evil 4 at all until just a month ago.
Okay.
I played it for the very first time. I played it on PC with a mouse and keyboard.
Oh.
And I love that shit.
Okay.
He loves it.
And I consider myself a pretty seasoned gamer. I've played a shooter or two. I'm a Call of Duty fiend.
You're a fiend,
You know, so
huh?
I know what makes a good shooter. And I wouldn't call Resident Evil 4 a bad shooter.
No, I wouldn't either.
I wouldn't call it a bad shooter. I would call it a very limited one when you compare it to what shooters are now.
It is a survival horror game first and foremost.
Yep.
I think that's fair to say. But even then, it felt kind of like arcadey in a way.
Yeah.
And I definitely felt that way when I played Resident Evil 5. I'm like, this would be at home in an arcade cabinet. It would fit perfectly. Just add points and a time limit, and yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's more of a shooting gallery than anything.
Yeah. But I think something that kind of limits maybe my perspective on it is that I played it with a mouse and keyboard instead of a controller, which is presumably what Dr. Ryan used. And so I think that might warp my perspective because I was getting mad headshots like you would on the Wii version.
That's that was so much fun. But here we are, not complaining about the controls. Playing it. Maybe he's just playing the bad version.
No.
Maybe just get it on PC.
Yeah.
Or maybe, like, I don't remember having any trouble, and I was way younger playing that thing on a GameCube. Maybe that's to my advantage for my old ass and my reflexes now. But I can think, like, maybe in the porting of it from GameCube to PlayStation 2 to then a digital version that he's playing, maybe the controls did kind of lose something in that translation.
Yeah.
Where,
I don't know. It's kind of hard.
It did not play well, I will say. with the chainsaw controllers that I bought for the PlayStation 2 and the GameCube.
Yeah.
I have both of those. Those are some of my favorite gaming accessories.
I almost bought those.
Can I not fucking kill this dude?
No, you got him.
Oh, that dude's a motherfucker.
I know,
He's
but
taking you to jail.
I'm usually like paying attention, and that's what you have to do for this game, unfortunately. I can get through this without getting my ass kicked, but right now I'm totally dead again. Like, I got no health items, and I'm fucking... I came here to farm easy guys, and I'm going up against hard guys again. Stupid me. I should have gone out the other door. But, hey, enough about Resident Evil 4. I'm sick of it. What else you got going on? Where are you calling in from, Ron?
I am in sunny Los Angeles, California.
Hell yeah.
Sounds nice.
I'm kind of thinking, I moved here from Nebraska at the shittiest time you could possibly move anywhere.
Well, during the Clovis outbreak, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and I'm thinking once my lease is up, I might move back just because I miss home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
I kind of moved here
being
just to
in
check
LA.
things out, see what was going on, see if I could find some work, live the dream.
If
you
you just
the
got
allure.
here too, like you just get to LA, everything
Yeah.
shuts down to where you can't even enjoy the food of
Yeah.
Los Angeles now. You can't even eat out at any of these awesome places.
I still feel like I haven't even experienced
expensive to take
LA.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah. You haven't. I mean, you haven't for real.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel for people living in Texas though.
yeah, right now we got a bunch of friends. Shouts out to Meg and Eric and Ray, Tina, the fucking Rooster Teeth family in general. Like everyone we know in Austin is somehow related to Rooster Teeth, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
But I've just heard horror stories for the fucking weather and how it's being dealt with over there.
I have a friend
because
I'm
it's
in a group
windy
chat
outside
with
there.
who lives in San Antonio, and he's constantly updating us on the situation. How his like pipes are being frozen. He's
Gotta run that
He's
water.
conserving
Fuck.
water. He's boiling water and filling his bathtub with water, just so they have water because their pipes are going to be shut down.
Water seems to be such a necessary part of life, man. You don't think
And he said like earlier this week his power was going in and out every hour. I can't even imagine.
It's when shit gets real, dude. When the utilities go down.
Yeah, when the government basically goes, well, we don't want to pay for you. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
That's basically it. It's like, hey, we listen, shit's bad
That
right
what
now, so
happened?
don't run your furnaces, don't run your electricity. Yeah, everybody, if you could just die on us, that'd be really helpful.
And then they
Well,
blame
yeah,
it
how
on the
do you-
wind turbines and the solar panels.
Stupid.
Like,
Yikes.
It's fucking stupid.
It's a bad situation, sure.
It's if you're living there and you're not outraged at your fucking government, I would be very surprised.
Well, I don't know enough or really anything about it to condemn anyone, but it seems from the consensus of all my friends, yes, there's a lot of unhappy people with the government. I've never been quite a big fan of any government. I don't know about local Austin government, but I was reading some shit about them not being on the rest of the country's power grid because they were avoiding some federal taxes and oversights that way.
Yep.
That's kind of biting them in the ass right about now, ain't it?
Basically, their infrastructure can't support the fact that shit is cold and things are different right now, so it's all
and
shutting
is it
down.
never? I mean, we're still relatively young country compared to some European shit, but has
Yeah.
it ever been this cold in Austin, or is that why it's all fucked?
Yeah, they've never been. It's
Never been 14 below
with this
or
kind
whatever
of
it
wind
is?
and all this kind
vortex.
Yeah. So, but
Or is it a crumbling infrastructure with no proper maintenance?
I
Because
think
that's
it's
another one.
everything. You have like these private companies who are essentially privatizing energy.
Yeah, and
you
why
know,
are they
their
paying
natural
taxes if they're
resources.
privatizing the fucking utilities?
Yep.
And then you also have the infrastructure that isn't built for the cold, and then you have the local government that's kind of like, well, fuck it, you're on your own. It's just a whole mix of a lot of
The fuck it,
fucked
you're
up
on your
shit.
own, I'm very, very familiar with, because it seems like that's what we've been dealing with in this whole fucking COVID situation, right?
Oh, 100%. It's wear a mask and stay home.
Oh,
but
you
we're
have
not
a
gonna
small
actually help
business?
you out.
Sorry.
You know, we're
Yeah.
not gonna make it easy for you to stay home.
Yeah, I mean, everyone. It's this thing I hear of like, no, everything is fine, and I'm talking to one group of people, and they're like, well, yeah, I mean, we have a stay-at-home nanny who's taking care of our kids and making sure that they get to classes right now, so thank God we have that while we're working. On the other hand, I'm hearing about Sean having to fucking manage and make sure and fucking
He's
write
homeschooling
down
4
and fucking
kids.
doing schedules for his whole fucking class. Like, he's like, how are any people without the means to do nannies or to have extra help supposed to do anything right now?
And
How
then
are
you have
those
Ellen
lower
in her
income
mansion,
families?
literally crying.
Oh, I
like,
mean, there's
this is so
1,000
tough."
points of light being shed on all the inadequacies
Yeah.
of our system right now, and I'm
Not to
talking
go, like, full
system
Karl
on
Marx,
fundamental
but
levels. Like,
I really feel like this kind of exposed like class consciousness to a lot of people. Like,
and I think that's
the
the good
difference
that
in struggle
think-
between the Ellens of the world and the people who can barely make rent. You know?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. I'll allow people to make eye contact with me in the hallways, unlike Ellen DeGeneres. So yeah, it's a real pain for her. I know she's really roughing it.
It's hard being Ellen.
But yeah, I think like the only good that's coming out of a lot of this shit is just the light that's being shed on things. Maybe not everyone's so blind to follow.
Yeah.
It's been kind of inspiring to see though how people have kind of come to realize how fucked shit is, you know. And they would have never noticed had it not been for this crazy
I
pandemic.
think other generations have felt this with wars, with Great Depressions, with famines, with Black Plague, with things. I'm not comparing any of what's happening in 2020 and 2021 to anything in history. God knows you get busted for that, Cara Dune, right?
Oh.
Fucking Giants. But
he's a Cara supporter.
he is. Let's take him out. The things that we've had to deal with in these 2 years are very, very, very light shedding for us, for our generation.
Yes.
And I think maybe things like the Great Depression kind of shed that light on our grandparents.
It's a bit hyperbolic, but yeah, this kind of is
and
like
it totally
our generation's
restructures-
Vietnam or Great Depression or this crazy,
maybe it's
you
not
know,
a war, maybe it's
societal
not a
thing
violent
going on.
act, but it's a catastrophically different act or period of time. Like the Great Depression lasted how long? I don't even know. How long did we wear them Hoover blankets, Rocco?
1929 to like the beginning and middle of World War II.
Basically,
So
yeah.
you
World
got-
War II is what got us out of the Great Depression.
Yeah, because
such-
the industry, the rise of industry.
Such difference in way of life for those those years, you know, and it's going to restructure the whole fabric of the society. Not just in the U.S., but all foreign countries.
Yeah.
Because of how they relate to us. So this is a very, if you're into the astrology stuff, they look at this as the age of chaos, where, what is it? Mercury is rising and things will never be the same again.
Well, Jared brought up on
They
Mega
won't.
64 and Teen, like the whole theory of like this weird like time theory, right? Like right now we're in a dark age, but that's immediately followed by a golden age.
Renaissance. Can't wait for
So-
Poke to come back.
Yeah, I mean that. I think that always traditionally tends to happen because
It's cyclical.
Of just how human mentality is. We can see it in entertainment. Like you look at the '90s, and the '90s were okay. Let's go even further back. Look at the '60s and '70s, where the whole women's lib movement and you know sex became something that you could talk about a little bit more.
And civil
free
rights,
love,
too.
man.
And they had
free love.
They had free love. They had people in movies laying in bed together or kissing.
You can show toilets now.
Talking about like,
None of
hey,
this Lucy and Ricky separate beds shit.
let's put it this way. When fucking Marlon Brando in Cat on a Hot Tin Roof showed up in that movie without a shirt on, that was scandalous.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was
Might make the
a
women
man shirtless
horny.
in a movie you had to pay to see.
Saw the man's nipples.
Women
was
aren't allowed to be
considered-
horny. It's the 60s.
Exactly, it was considered scandalous. Then the 60s came, 60s, 70s, that shit became okay. Hey, then shit got weird, and they had to rubber band it a little back. You know, like everybody was like,
We're still pulling it
Bit more
back from the
wholesome.
90s.
and that's what I mean, right? So the 60s did it, then there was a little bit of the pullback in the 70s where there was that bit of like, you know, free love and whatever. Then cocaine came in and fucked up the 80s and 90s and
Miami
put us
Nights.
on. Dude, it put us on a go, top percent, maximum output, big tits, blonde hair,
Buy,
muscly
sell.
dudes, fucking
the 90s
asses.
are crazy
Glutes.
when you look at like how gross shit was getting. Like everything had to be like slime and gore and all this
Yeah,
weird ass
dude.
shit.
Yes,
Everyone's gonna
gore
say fuck.
porn and fucking
Superheroes
like,
have guns now.
yeah, like all this
I love
shit
it.
got
Why
edgy,
didn't Hancock use a gun?
Shit got dark, things got fucking weird, things were all fucking gross, things got fucking grimier. And then early 2000s. No, we got to clean all of this shit back up. We slipped too far down this slide. Now all of a sudden, and then 10 years after that, we got to even get more politically correct. You know, you can't make, and it's good that they did this. You can't make fun of people just because of their of their ethnic
Well, yeah, there's
background.
Every
lots of, like,
teen
good
You
things
can't
that
make
came
fun
up,
of a
just
person 'cause
awareness
they're
of social
different.
issues.
Every teen comedy has a fucking unheard slur in it now. You can't watch half of the shit on
Yeah.
Netflix with kids even, because they'll be like, Dad, what? Like, it's just, it's always changing. But I think that there's a cyclical pattern to that.
I think there is. I think what happens is it goes too far in one direction, then the other direction goes, oh, we've gone too far. And then because of how sensationalist we are as people, when we hear that we're going to potentially lose some core value or idea or tradition or whatever, we fight to keep it even if it's stupid as fuck.
I know
And that-
exactly what you mean.
And I think that's
I'm
what
never
ends up.
going to stop saying retard.
Yeah, no,
You
come
tell
on. I'm not
Americans
going to
no,
change
they
the way.
say
I'll
fuck
never
that.
do it.
I'm not going to
Well,
change the way I speak, and then
it's the
later
same-
on.
That's what the Texas
the same thing
lawmaker
with
sounds like.
COVID.
That was my impression of a Texas lawmaker.
Yeah,
Well,
I
it's
mean,
the same thing with COVID. You tell people to stay in homes, they go, "Fuck that! I'm gonna
Fend
go
for yourself."
vacation wherever." And
who are you to
live
tell me
wrong.
what to do? You can't tell me what to do. I'm in charge of what I do. This is America. And it's like, well, yeah, what America actually does better than any country is that it considers as many factors as possible, and it tries to be fair. Now, what ends up ruining it is that people tend to try to find shortcuts and not have to deal with the consequences.
Well, half the fun is trying to game the system.
Sure, but then gaming the system means that it's not working fucking properly.
Well,
so, you know,
there's always
How do I
gonna be
make
a
maximum
loophole, yeah.
profit with minimum effort?
yes, but you have to reconcile that you aren't in control of everything, that you aren't always going to do that, but trying to is a good effort, and that's what makes America a good place to be, is that you have the opportunity and that launch pad to do that. And so I think what's happened is that yeah, basically we're in that rubber band again.
Yes.
Now we've gone to that point where everything was positive, everything was good, everything was great, but you know what? When you feel that good, you start looking for problems.
Well, look at, like, you know, some of our ancestors' hardest thing they had to do in life was, like, kill other people to survive an invading army.
Yeah.
And our hardest thing is, like, yo, we got to go to work every fucking day and be on time at 6:30. Like, fuck, it's hard. But it's nothing in comparison to that. In comparison. But we can't compare.
But you could also argue that, like, you shouldn't have to dedicate yourself to labor just to prove your own value as a human being.
No.
You know?
Well, I mean,
so what?
Shit's changing, you know.
Yes.
People are finding out all kinds of different things now with working from home, shedding a lot of light on, like, whoa, yeah, why did we all have to fucking sit in traffic for 2 hours? What the fuck? How inefficient was that? How many carbon emissions are just wasted by people sitting in traffic for fucking 2 hours? Like, there's a lot of stuff that we can do, but it nothing happens fast.
I think
It's
you're
gotta
right.
be slow.
I think you're right, and I think a lot of it comes from our own.
Unless there's catastrophe, then shit happens fast.
Well, yeah, because catastrophe creates a sense of urgency.
True.
All of a sudden, we all have a sense of urgency to do something.
Oh,
you know?
my pipes are frozen.
My
Fuck.
And like, yeah, like.
I had my car towed this morning, and immediately I was like, I should go to the lot and get it back. You
Yeah.
know, it's like,
All
I
this-
didn't just sit there and be like, I'll do it later. It's like, I need this thing now, so I'm going to go do that.
Yeah.
Catastrophe creates urgency.
You got so many Californians that moved out to Texas. They are going to raise such a stink over this thing going on right now with the storm.
Yeah.
And all of the pipes freezing and everything else and the rationing of electricity. Like, this will be remedied hopefully now. Texans aren't going to like it. It's going to be, I mean, everything's so fucking divided right now. Anyway, this will be another example of it. But hopefully, you know, shit comes down the pipe that improves most of our lives.
Well, right, and I think a big deal is that there's because this all kind of comes back to a main theme, in my opinion.
Well, I'm getting there too, yeah.
And I think you might be agreeing with me, which is realizing when you've got what you want and realizing when you're content. And this country and our people are maybe the least satiable people in the world.
We want more.
No matter what, we want more.
It's not enough.
I mean, it's the American dream. You can always do better.
But more of what?
It's not enough.
Hey, man, I want more of things that make me happy.
You
I
know
don't
what?
want more bullshit.
I want
and
more
we
time.
all fill our lives with bullshit, and you're right.
I want
time.
more of the one thing I can't make.
Time.
I can make money. I've kind of learned that it's not the most important thing because you can always make it. You can always get a hold of that. I got some skills I could throw together, a few shekels, no matter what. But time is the precious resource that I now realize. Don't spend all of it making money because that's not the most important part.
Nope.
That's also why I'm kind of real. Like, the whole time thing is why I'm also thinking about going back to Nebraska and just chilling in Omaha. It's like, why work my ass off just to get
live in a
slapped in the
box.
face with getting my car towed and
Yeah.
living in a shitty apartment that I'm spending way too much when I could do the exact same work and live in a pretty nice place.
You're
and,
gonna
it's
work.
like,
You'll work your ass
at
off
home,
to live in
closer
a
to my
cardboard
parents.
box and not
Yeah.
look at any of your neighbors or make eye contact with anyone you
Yeah.
see on the street.
And it's like,
breathe
I love
shitty
what I've
air
experienced of
and-
LA so far.
Yeah.
I like the weather. I went to the beach. I read House of M on the beach, which you can't do in Nebraska, especially
yeah.
now.
That's great.
But
I'm gonna
and there's a lot of stuff
too.
I love about
Makes
LA,
sense
and I
right
wish
now.
I could have experienced, like, just walking to E3 from my apartment or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm just not able to experience those things. It's just like, well, why not just save money and live somewhere nicer and just use the money I would have spent on rent and just fly over whenever I feel like
Exactly.
it. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Ron's
And just,
Pies.
I want that extra time and comfort.
So what we get sold on in this country more than anything else is the perception of convenience. And that is a huge perception and conception that we all have, is that I don't want to, I don't have the time, it's not worth it for me to do this or that or the other, right? Now, that may be true given specific circumstances. And that's the one thing that I keep trying to, I feel like, help people realize is that and that's why Ryan was the first person I picked to call, because I wanted to have somebody like Ryan come in and say something like he did about a game that we all love to help us understand that it doesn't matter what we all fucking think. We shouldn't be offended by what Ryan says. We shouldn't be bothered by it. We should only think, oh,
We're not that pious.
but that's what the American way is. That's what true tolerance, that's what we're trying to teach people is. It's don't get
Sure.
mad because this other person doesn't agree with us. Understand why.
Yeah, and we have a humorous
And
anger
of course
about
we
it.
have that.
I don't
exactly.
judge
There's always
Ryan
gonna be one
any less.
motherfucker who hates Resident Evil 4. in
There's
your
always.
life.
I don't judge Ryan any less, but I'll back pocket that along with
Yes.
some like chiropractic jokes just to bust balls when we're hanging out.
Yes, and that's what I mean. Like
That's also the American way.
well, that's kind of the American way, but
Well, it used to be the New York
used to
way.
be. It used to be. Good-natured ball busting has disappeared for participation trophies
Yeah.
and a pat on the back. And I'm not saying
And
that
that's where you
positive-
get. That's where you get. Derek's mean to Johnny, and it's like you guys. I don't think you guys
Yeah,
get
people
it.
don't really understand your dynamic.
Yeah, I don't think they get it.
And that's another thing. Like, you have to also remember that, yeah, we're here, we're having a meaningful conversation. You guys get 1/1000th of our personality on this show.
Yeah.
Even though that 1/1000th
God,
is
you know
cranked
that-
up to 1,000,000.
That makes sense with Derek too, because he's raised by New Yorkers.
Yeah. It's no bullshit. It's we know what this is, and we're doing it. And that's how Derek is. And if you think he's doing it to you specifically, you're wrong. He's doing it to everybody. That's his personality type. And
God.
he's not
I've seen
doing
people-
it to be mean.
I've seen people come by the booth in the old days of conventions where it wouldn't even be, not necessarily Derek, but one of us would make a joke and it would fucking go off because it was like, maybe like a jovial ball busting type joke and it just
Why'd you say
lands
that?
so wrong.
Yeah.
Why'd you say that to me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't. I just
don't
wanted to
understand.
take you
What
aside and
does
talk
that
to you in
mean?
private. This was said to me, and this is like, oh, he was joking.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Eric would
So what
never.
did you mean exactly when you said I have a tiny
Pervert.
penis? I want to know exactly what you meant.
Yeah.
You spun the wheel and it said face your fear, so we told you had a tiny penis because you look like a microfoul.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
People, but
Piggy,
that's
piggy.
so part of that comes from us being so critical of ourselves. We project our own insecurities on others, and when other people
It's getting
approach
deep.
us,
It's too deep.
dude,
I'm
that's what
lost.
happens. That's what happens.
Well, I wanted to bring it full circle to talk about the cyclical nature of not only like decades riding this up and down, maybe the whole, just the whole, I don't know, story of civilization coming to a peak and then crashing. You know, Rome fell. It got too avant-garde, you know, it got too fucking grandiose. There's other things that, you know, who knows? We don't know half of what we think we know about ancient civilizations before the ones that we're aware of.
Yeah,
on
and they're
this
all fucking
planet.
gone.
Maybe there was this other cyclical thing, and then it just fucking ties right back into Evangelion.
Yep.
Again.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And like the cyclical pattern of watching that show and the movie and then the new movies and maybe what they've all been leading up to, and it just mirrors such a interesting, like, if we're talking about that Fibonacci sequence of things on the micro level being the same and the macro level, you know,
Yeah.
as above so below. Well, if our decades are ebbing and flowing, what if the civilizations you look 10,000 years in and out are ebbing and flowing? Well, what if then
Evangelion.
multiverses are ebbing and flowing, and who knows how fucking big it goes if it can be that small of a thing and do the same thing. I'm starting to talk like Martin Cabello, my favorite Instagram psycho. Anyway.
You think that 3.0 plus 1.0 is as long as it is because it's an infinite movie?
Dude, it's going to loop. The beginning
Yeah.
starts with the last shot, or the first shot of the anime. No, I don't
Probably.
know.
It
What if
might.
it
What
goes
if-
to
what
the
if it ends in the
97?
theater and it just starts over again?
What if
Like,
it
fuck
goes to 4x3 Shinji at the payphone? It's the
Zack
1997
Snyder shit.
Tokyo TV original aired footage. Like,
Whoa.
what if, dude? Maybe that's why it is so long. I love that it is long though. Rocco told me about how the runtime is like over an hour and a half, and I couldn't be more
Fuck yeah.
happy.
Oh, that's
I
cool.
still am not watching trailers. I'm
yeah,
debating.
I'm not seeing a thing.
I've only
until
seen
it's out.
like the teaser they released like years ago.
Sure. You know, I'm just kind of
and the posters.
I just I'm really looking at this last movie comes out. What's left, bro? What's left to look
Does
forward
he start
to?
over or does he just end it there?
No, hey, just
No, I
like
think it's
Kojima, I
done
hope he
with-
goes on to do something fucking totally new and different.
Well,
goes
Ultraman,
back to
Shin
Godzilla.
Ultraman's already been announced and teased.
I want to see Ultraman.
Yeah, his version of you know, like he did Shin Godzilla, he's doing Shin Ultraman, and it's back
That
to
could be
the.
sick.
It's some OG homage suit, and I mean this is like original Sentai stuff.
Dude,
I'm in.
speaking of like
I'm into
original
anything this guy
Sentai
does,
shit
even Cutie Honey.
and like fucking big monster stuff, I'm kind of like I looked at it. I didn't realize that this new
I got
Godzilla
full
versus
health.
Kong movie. I didn't realize that this is going to be like the third in terms of this like whatever Universal's calling the
yeah.
MonsterVerse.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm
How do you
really
say?
excited about this new movie. It looks like exactly what I want out of a fucking monster movie. Now I kind of want to go back and watch
See,
the others.
you're the only
Yeah.
one now, because everyone else on the rest of the podcast and stuff is like couldn't give a shit about Bryan Cranston's Godzilla, or the second one where Godzilla and Mothra fought. Didn't like Cum Skull Island.
Okay.
Oh.
Skull Island was alright. I had fun with Skull Island.
But
A lot of
I-
Metal Gear references.
I think, yeah, you know, Roberts, say what you will, but I think that this next movie, Kong versus Godzilla, is gonna be fucking fun. I just think it is.
I think it is, and I think
You're
I hope they
you're
make
the
two
only other
versions.
person who agrees with me.
Like
I
they
think
did,
because you know
in
what I think
Japan.
happens, and this is why again I go back to the example of having Dr. Ryan call in. I think people they steep themselves in expectation juice and they fucking ruin everything for themselves because they want something that is specific to only them. And when you go to a movie, you're not going to go see the movie that you would want to make because you didn't fucking make it. So I think that these are going to be giant monster movies where the two monsters fight each other, and
Bruh.
it's going to be badass.
In the theater,
too.
we just had our feet up watching King of the Monsters. We were just having a good ass time.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
all there is
dude.
to it.
I'll tell you, in fucking Endgame, like, hey, at some point I got fucking over the Avengers movies halfway through, but then they won me back over, and then they fucking won me over in that last movie.
That last scene in Endgame where all the circles open up.
All the circles open up, and the
you
fucking
still-
Captain America, and as
Now,
cheesy as the
it's-
fucking assembly line
as
is.
lame
dorky
as it is
as
to
fuck,
post
but,
your picture
oh.
crying like Kevin Smith did and everyone else, I do get this feeling when all those circles open and everyone's there and Thanos is like, fuck you, I'll take it. I do kind of get it, but
Yep.
I
posting
recently
it
watched
is-
that clip again on YouTube, and I'm like, this is dorky as fuck, and I love it.
Yeah,
But
it
that's
is,
it is dorky as fuck. So is going to a fucking wrestling show and cheering for the guy you know is clearly acting to win.
And the
point-
Monster Hunter movie.
And getting into this and getting into any fucking thing. If you get into anything, you're a dork, and that's
Yeah.
fine. Being a dork is cool. Having it be the only thing that dictates how you live is not cool.
Yeah, that changed when you can now be like a golf nerd, but you're just super nerdy about golf.
Yes,
But
This
it's like
brought-
it's
made
not
me
a
think about
nerdy
the
thing.
Snyder
but-
cut.
Dude, the way that people that I know speak about sports, because my brother played football in high school, and a few of his friends went on
He
to
went
play
all state?
collegiate football and are like huge like jocks, if
Yeah.
you will.
Jocks. Oh god, I,
hate
haven't
to
thought
use
about
I
jocks.
hate to use that
God.
term,
Dude,
but
when we were in high
jocks,
school, that's what it was. Though.
that's what it was. They were
I
the
was
jocks.
the same way in high school. I'm like the
The-
fucking jocks.
The
Yeah.
way they talk about sports. The reason I like sports is I'm like, this is exactly how we talk about fucking Metal Gear.
and lost.
I'm sitting here
and-
talking about baseball stats and
Pokemon.
this pitcher compared to that catcher and how they work together the same way I talk about X-Men characters.
Yeah.
There's no fucking difference. It's
Dude, he's
just
got a
slot
point
in
for
this for
batting
that.
average. Holy fuck. You know, it's
Yeah.
like,
You said earlier that, this movie's going to be fun, Kong versus Godzilla. They're trying to paint a broad action kind of movie audience. It's not a movie just for one person, like you were saying, Brian.
Yeah.
That reminded me, I thought, like, you get those vibes of, like, Truman Show. Like, dude, is the fucking universe all revolving around me and something is
Yeah.
trying? Because when they announced, I had that moment where when they announced the first Resident Evil movie, it was like, this video game, Resident Evil, is getting a movie. Okay, that's my favorite game franchise. I wasn't tipped into the Metal Gear scale yet.
Yeah.
I was still on Resi is my favorite, like,
Me too.
absolute, like, I mean,
too.
my tattoos of my legs are just big fucking mural of all Resident Evil.
Yeah, that's
and
right. Yeah.
and I was like, okay, they're making a movie out of my favorite fucking game. The star is Mila Jovovich. At the time,
Oh.
my hard-on stood at 12 noon, 24/7 for Mila at every turn. I couldn't get enough.
We couldn't at the time.
I bought her Hypnotic Poison perfume for my girlfriends. I would see every movie she was in. I was like, totally. I think I used to like tell people when they'd be like, "Who's your favorite actor?" It's like, "Oh, Mila Jovovich."
Yeah.
And it's like, for her acting, that's what I said. But I was obsessed with her as a model. I stole the L'Oreal or CoverGirl or whatever they were ads from Target and ran out the door.
Yeah.
Like, I loved Mila. She's the star of the movie. And then at the time, maybe he's not so popular now, but Marilyn Manson is doing the soundtrack.
Yeah.
oh, I didn't even know that. What the
Forgot
fuck?
he did the soundtrack.
At the time I was like probably still listening to Antichrist Superstar on repeat.
It was like 2001?
And I was just like, how is someone pranking me? Like, is this a fake news story that someone emailed me?
2002.
I don't even
You
remember
willed
how
it
I
into
found out.
existence.
I don't remember where I first heard about it or anything, but it was all three of those combos. It's like, how am I not going to enjoy this? And then turns out the movie is so far off from the first script written by George Romero. The Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, fantastic director of horror, zombie-defining, like genre-defining zombie director.
Night of the Living Dead is
Romero,
still one of my favorite movies ever.
you can read his script. He wrote a transcript for adaptation of the first Resident Evil movie, and it was Leon and Claire, I believe.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I read it a long time ago.
It was fucking good, and it was like, oh, this could have been, but, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe it wouldn't have been so good. Who knows?
I enjoyed the first Resident Evil movie. It's not like
I do
amazing,
enjoy it,
but I enjoyed it.
but back then I wanted it to be a little closer to the games. And
Yeah.
it was
Yes.
Like,
it was
she's not
so
Jill?
much
What
its
the
own
hell?
thing. Yeah, it was so much its own thing, and now I have a different mindset where I appreciate that it was his own thing with little ties.
Yeah.
Because when
and now
you see him
there's those
mix,
animated movies.
well, it's gonna get a reboot, so I'm very excited for. There's supposed to be some Resident Evil. Jesus, I'm really.
Yeah, that
without
Netflix show, movie, whatever it is.
Netflix
Oh my God.
show reboot, but then there's also like, is it an animated thing or is it just the Netflix live action show?
Well, there's the
I think
the
there's
live
new,
action project, and then there's the Capcom internally
both.
developed anime thing. They call it
Yeah.
an anime, but it's like a CG.
Yeah. See, I'm on board for any of it. I mean, I finally stopped buying every Resident Evil trade paperback and comic book that was coming out because I got to a point where, man, I'm not reading anything past Fire and Ice by Wildstorm was pretty good, but yeesh, some of the shit. There was Code Veronica manga that was spot on. That was some good shit. People pay top dollar for those little trades. They were thin little fuckers, but man.
Get that animated. What's his name? The dude who hits on Claire.
Oh yeah, Steve.
Yeah.
Steve.
Two Lugers, baby. Hey, speaking of two Lugers, has nothing to do with them, but thanks again, Ron.
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
Great call, dude.
It's been a pleasure. My first time. Thank you for making it a
Oh,
scene to
really?
jump
Dude,
on.
thank you for making this call really good.
Definitely, man, and
Yeah.
thanks for watching.
Hell yeah, man.
Absolutely.
All right,
Peace out.
peace.
See ya.
I got nothing to. I
Great
just had to
call.
get out of there.
Great call. Brickington's here. What's up?
Okay.
man? Take a deep breath.
Woo,
huh?
take a
Holy
deep
shit,
breath.
We're already an hour and a half?
Dude, we're hitting it long tonight, though. I'm
I'm down.
I'm not worried.
I love hitting it long.
I am prepared. Hit it long and hit it wide.
Hitting it long and hard.
I'm gonna hit this in the back, Brian. Play me out with a soft little anecdote from your mind, would you?
Okay. I remember when I was a kid, I saw the movie My Girl, which featured Macaulay Culkin, and I believe her name was Larissa Lanik. And I saw Macaulay Culkin get stung by bees in that movie, and it gave me an irrational fear of bees that I have to this day. If you guys know how to get over your bee fears, let me know.
I love little pussy. Her coat is so warm, and if I don't hurt her, she'll do me no So I'll not pull her tail or drive her away, but pussy and I will very gently play. I will sit by the fire and give her some food, and pussy will love me because I am good.
Okay. Wow. Good on you guys. That's
Yo.
yeah. Fuck wasps. I'm with you, Ranty.
Yeah.
Ranty.
Fuck wasps.
Ranty Rose sent in some awesome
Yeah.
patches, and I put one on my backpack. I don't have it here today, but I put one of those patches on my backpack, Ranty.
Fuck.
Thank you for that. That was that sure was nice.
Yeah, it was.
Yes.
I
Seattle's the best.
It is. It is.
I almost every night
What do
will
you
play
what?
the music box that they sent us
Oh.
with the
this-
Ares theme. I took
got-
the Ares theme home. Garrett took this one.
Yeah, I took main theme home. I'm just gonna set that there while we finish the game.
Oh, was Ranty the one who sent the cheese balls? I had a few of those before we started the stream.
Wait,
Man,
someone sent those?
I guess. I don't know.
No, Rocco bought those.
Oh,
As far as I knew.
Rocco Bato.
It's felling. It's felling. That is not word. That is not word.
Dun, dun, dun,
Okay, I went
dun,
back
dun.
here. That's right. Alright. Fuck. Back to all this, like, 2 hits and you're dead shit. I gotta, like, not let them gang up on me. That's all it is. It's like luring.
I don't know why this just popped into my head, but I've been thinking about all week. Remember when
Come at me, bruh.
when you thought Ariel's name was Ariel?
There's the second visceral. Ariel? Is that how I said it? Ariel. Samus.
R-E-L is how you said it.
Samus? Samus Aran.
Samus. R-E-L.
Dude, I don't know.
I'm
a jock, dude. I don't know this stuff.
You played hockey. No, it's because you were saying it the way that the fucking Sebastian says it. Ariel.
Ariel.
Ariel in Bahamas.
You're right.
Yeah.
I do love Sebastian.
Sebastian. That was the same guy who did Rafiki.
Oh yeah.
Not a lot of people
Same
know that.
Same voice actor. Okay.
Yeah. A lot of people keep dropping in the chat. Bob Marley.
Bob Marley.
We were playing Frogger last night on Big Dogs. Frogger on PlayStation. He's back, by the way. I don't know if you knew he left. Frogger's back. On the PlayStation version.
Is he? Is he
yeah,
back?
He's back apparently.
Frogger's back.
On PlayStation 1. On it.
Intellivision's back, and now Frogger. Guys, what are we fucking doing?
I don't know.
My life's over.
I don't know. But
that's what I have to look forward to after the last Ava movie.
In the game, the first level had the high score list. It had 1, 2, and 3 for the high score list, and the 3 names were Bob, Mar, Lee for the first level, and it was killing me.
That is funny.
So everybody in the chat keeps because I'm doing a Rossafarian voice. They keep writing Bob Marley, so people don't get the reference.
That's a Big Dog.
That's from the Big Dog.
Is that from
It's from Frogger, technically.
Saturday morning cartoons?
No, that's just from the Big Dogs.
Oh, okay.
Saturday morning cartoons. That's gonna be me playing some Zelda Twilight Princess.
This Saturday.
Hey, they announced Skyward Sword HD. That's pretty cool. But I've been playing Twilight Princess HD, hacked on my PC, so it runs fucking awesome in 6K, and that game is beautiful, buttery smooth.
Buttery smooth.
Fuck, it's so good.
I knew that that was gonna piss people off, that Twilight Princess HD announcement.
The only reason people don't like
Or
Skyward Sword is
Skyward
because of
Sword.
the motion controls. They solved that problem.
Sure.
I'm 100% invested now.
I just don't know if I want to even give it a shot again. I mean, I'm still. I have a fucking great Zelda game that I haven't finished.
I feel like Zelda's one of those games that maybe you liked when you were younger, but maybe isn't one of the games that I feel like you are so urgently played. You know.
I don't have like the things that hit me. We talked about Resident Evil, Metal Gear. I never had a Zelda that hit with me aside from Zelda 2, and people would shit on that game all the fucking time.
Yeah.
You know, like, I just was not into the N64 like when it was out. So I missed on, I think, what a lot of our generation is super into, which is, like, your Majora's Mask and your, what's the other big one?
Yeah. Twilight Princess?
No, not on 64. Like, I feel like
Ocarina?
Ocarina of Time is even more than Majora's Mask. That was the second one.
That was the one that everybody did love. Yeah.
And I only watched I watched Crispy's little brother play that.
Oh yeah.
That's my exposure to that Zelda.
Yeah.
I've never played it myself.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where Zelda is a series that resonates for you when you play it at like around 10 to 13.
I'm sure. I mean, he was fucking Chrissy's brother was obsessed, man.
Yep.
The kid sat in front, like 2 inches in front of that TV screen, and played for years.
Yeah.
We're moved on, man.
I played.
We did play GoldenEye. We would kick him off and we'd play
Yeah.
GoldenEye. Like, we'd skateboard all day and then play GoldenEye all night.
Yeah.
But all day when we were skating, his brother was 2 inches away from the screen playing fucking water or not the water dungeon, the fucking lava dungeon with the metal boots.
Yeah.
I remember watching him play so much of that, and it was awesome because he was good.
It's,
But I was like, I'm never playing this. I don't know why. I just didn't. I did not connect with that game.
Yeah.
Probably because I didn't play it.
Yeah, and that's what it is. I mean, there are people who, you know, when I was 20, they were, you know, they were 14 or, you know, whatever. When I was 18, they were 14 and that game came out and like Wind Waker was their Zelda game. It was their one game that they got because it's a $60 whatever, $50 game.
That was another one. I was like, I hated cell shading at the time.
Yeah, me too.
And I was making fun of Wind Waker. I was like, fuck this.
Yeah, and I also know that like the reason I loved Ocarina of Time so much is because I played it 10 times. It's like coming home to your parents' house and having them feed you, give you everything that you want. They know everything you like. You don't have to worry. You're
Damn,
just.
I want to visit mom.
Yeah, it's comfort. It's comfort food. That's what comfort food is. It tastes exactly like you expect it. It's consistent and you love it. That's why you go to it.
Sure.
But yeah, like.
But if you didn't have that type of comfort, because my comfort was
It's
tank
just a game.
control zombie game.
Yeah.
Then that's when we get into Revelations 1, and it's like it's kind of like an old Resident Evil game. That's where my comfort is.
Yeah.
And it's that is interesting.
Right, like for me, when I booted up Resident Evil 2 Remake, and I had the deluxe edition with the soundtrack from the original game, when I popped that in, I'm like, whoa, like it was like, fuck, with all the menu sounds of whoom, whoom, for the fucking moving the items and, you know, like all of that. But I still wanted to hear what the new game sounded like, so I played the first time with those, and then subsequently it's all been Resident Evil 2 classic soundtrack.
Yeah,
But it makes me
I
feel at
bounced around.
home.
Yeah.
Because I played Resident Evil 2 every night for a whole year because I sucked at video games and I didn't know how to solve puzzles. And we didn't have the internet.
Me and my buddy Steven got Resident Evil 2. He got the DualShock version in high school.
Wow.
And we beat the Leon campaign in one night straight. At like 10, we started it, and we finished sometime like in the middle, like, 4 or 5 in the morning or whatever.
Yeah.
Because it took us about 6 hours, I think, and we just played it straight.
Yeah.
It was fucking... That was like one of the best games. So fucking hyped for it when Resident Evil 2 came out, man.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, I think I might owe Ryan an apology. I think I have about as bad of a take as his Resident Evil 6 is better than 4.
Okay.
I just admitted that I love critically hated Legend of Zelda 2, the side scroller for the NES.
It's a good game.
That is my favorite Zelda game.
It's a great game.
Zelda 2: The Adventures of Link is my favorite Zelda game, and it's great on the clamshell 3DS.
Oh.
I used to play the fuck out of it on there.
Yeah.
When they had the little half cartridge, you could play the Game Boy Advance cards.
Oh.
Or no, the Game Boy Advance SP is what I played that the most.
Oh, you're talking about that version. Okay.
That backlit clamshell
Yeah.
Game Boy Advance SP. I had a Legend of Zelda, or Zelda 2: The Adventures of Link, I mean. And I played that motherfucking cart all the time at work on breaks. I just love that game.
Yes.
And I had it as a kid on the NES. But I also said then, basically, my bad take is I love Zelda 2, but I don't like Ocarina of Time, which is the most beloved one, right? For
a lot of people.
For a lot of my friends.
Yeah, because that was the one that we were all 12 to 15 at, and then again, the amount of games that came out, that was the game of the year, no matter what. Like when Zelda came out, that was the game everyone was going to play. In essence, that was the Marvel movie of the time. That was the Star Wars movie of the time in that community.
Oh, it's such a big pivotal game that I've made a point to purchase it. Like I own a cartridge of it.
Yeah.
I just never played it. He fell fucking through. That was sick. That's what happens when you mess with Lynn the Bleak. I named my character very similar, Brian. I talked about this last week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm how do you see your inventory under?
Oh, you were just on it. Inventory was the first thing.
Or how do you see your stats? Is it? Yeah. Strife the Undying.
Oh, no, yeah.
And Lynn the Bleak. I have a template, I think, for old-timey stuff.
I like it.
It's a bit predictable. Oh, look at these two.
I think when it comes to games, it's really a matter of just where, it's like food. It's like food, like if you grow up and you have spaghetti a certain way, your mom's spaghetti.
Oh, dude, palms are sweaty.
Knees weak, arms ready, fucking mom's spaghetti.
Oh my god, dude, when she licks her hand. Oh my god, Brittany Murphy,
Oh,
bro.
dude, rest in peace.
I fucking cry every night for Brittany Murphy, man.
Your friends don't even know me! That's what he says to her when she says, my friends didn't say that about you after
dude.
they fuck.
Say a prayer for Brittany tonight, guys.
Shuts out. But no, like, you go...
It's a shame
or like
happened.
burgers. Spaghetti, burgers.
What really happened?
It's all the same thing. It's, what did you grow up eating? How did your parents make spaghetti? Or eggs? Like, do you grow up and your parents make their eggs over medium? Or did they make them sunny side up? Or did your parents only ever make scrambled eggs? Because if that's all you ever had...
Did you put ketchup on them? Because some people find that shit disgusting.
Yeah, when I was a kid and somebody said put ketchup on your fucking eggs, I'm like, get out of here. And then I tried it.
Last weekend, Trisha and I made dinner or something, and we were having that egg casserole we made.
Yeah.
And she went on for about a half hour on people that put fucking ketchup on eggs. And just had me laughing the whole time. And it's like, some people find that some repugnant shit.
Yeah. Some people think it gross as motherfucking shit. And you know what? Everybody's right. There is no worst. There is no best. Because it's all subjective. It's all a matter of taste. It's what you grew up with. It's what you're familiar with. And, that's why...
People used to go to war over this kind of stuff,
I mean, it's literally why people will have, like, Irish pride or German pride or Lebanese pride. And I'm like, you're not... You aren't defined by being Lebanese or German or Canadian or whatever.
That got me? God,
they got you good in the rear end.
Yeah, all those prides, especially the white one,
you
fuck off.
Earn shit. Yeah. All you got is you're born into where you're at, just like religion, and that's what you think is right because you don't have perspective. Go out and gain perspective.
Well, now that I'm reaching my 40s, Brian, I'm realizing that there's a lot that I didn't know that I thought I knew.
Yeah, it's the wisest people who know there's much they do not know.
I guess that's what I was talking about earlier. It's like, man, the last 2 years sucked, but I guess just look at the bright side of hopefully shed some light and makes you think different.
Yeah.
So you can learn to fool me once. Fool, we can't be fooled again.
I agree.
With George Bush? Never.
Well, fool me once, shame on him.
You.
Fool me twice, shame on me.
The concentration has been all over the map. I don't even know where I lost those echoes. Where was I in the village?
I have no idea.
Fuck, dude. Let's run there. Let's run there. Let's run and dodge our way there. Fuck you guys. Fuck this dodging bullshit that I gotta look out for the tree. Where's the trap? Oh, I didn't set it off. I'll come back this way and set it off later.
Yeah, why not?
Sure. Is everyone chasing me? Nah, they fucked off. They fucked off the land. I need to watch Trailer Park Boys again.
Oh man, it's been a while.
There was nothing as not carbon copy. What's a better simile to throw in here? Watching the Trailer Park Boys like first 5 seasons was the closest thing to Mega 64's version 1, 2, 3, and what will be 4. It's the closest thing that I could ever compare that I've seen in media. In perspective of production value, the change from aspect ratios even, or just camera quality. I mean, it's almost like version 1, 2, and 3 and their seasons 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, right.
Follow did they buy the same camera equipment we bought as we went on? Like, how does it, and the storytelling and the writing and everything improves and the acting? Oh my God, Julian's acting season 1 is like, bro, it's because he owned it. It's because, like, you know, Rocco, Derek, and Sean owned it, made it, and like they only let me have lines in version 3 and stumble through some of those dialogues are pretty rough, but like they let me learn because I was doing makeup and they needed someone in a fucking Sharpie mustache and a turtleneck.
Yep.
And now to see where like, all right, some of the lines I get out in Flame War Theater, I think do my acting a little more justice. I have truly mastered acting. Whereas maybe I was a little faking it till I'm making it in version 3.
Oh, I mean, but then you also come to realize that that's exactly what everyone did.
Well, we play to our strengths. I like being a silly character.
Well, and that's
a goofy voice.
And that's exactly what works the best. Is that you work towards your strengths. Why would you assign
this fool,
somebody something that's going to make them look foolish? Like.
Well, they had confidence in me, so
yeah,
I don't think I came out looking as foolish as I do. I know I judge myself more harshly.
Yeah, so you're going to always think like, oh, I didn't hit it, because you're going to think like, oh, I didn't hit Richard Gere levels or fucking Clooney levels.
Head, dude, I was so in my head on the fucking D&D stream that I immediately, I was like, did I fuck that up? Like, I have to listen back to this tomorrow.
Wow.
And I put headphones on, I was doing yard work, and I just listened to the audio of it, and I was like, okay, no, I think we all fucking had a lot of fun, and
yeah,
it was confident. But I was so like, oh dude, how was that? Even the PPS, I love going back and listening to the PPS without the visual to just adjust the next week. That sound effect's a little too loud. I use this one too much, and I'll skip around. I can't do like a 2-hour fucking sesh because
yeah,
I'll go nuts. But I do want to skip around and like troubleshoot if I were, or constructively criticize, and adjust to the next week. And I was I'm always unsure when I'm done with something.
Oh really?
How did that go? Yeah.
Oh.
Did I walk the line? Did I say the R word earlier? Do you think that'll pass? I don't know. I think it's lost in a 2-hour stream. Probably be all right at this point. But, my head will go there, so I'll listen back to it and be like, no, that was appropriate. That was fine.
Yeah.
But that kind of thing that'll enter in, and that did with the D&D stream.
Yeah.
But speaking of, it's all available.
It is. VOD, baby.
I didn't mean to cut you off if you had another
thought.
Oh, no.
All I was going to say is, like, I think that's, that's a hallmark of somebody trying to improve their craft. That's how you get better at anything that you do. Like,
it's inside me. I don't want to be this way, because I've heard that before.
Yeah.
I've heard like comics discuss this on podcasts, that they're getting off stage and being all hypercritical of what you did.
Yes.
Is probably the best way to objectively look at it, and then listen to your work and change what you didn't like about it. I've heard that, and it's like, I wish I heard that and was just like, yeah, I should do that. That would be a safe practice. But I've been doing this my whole life because I'm fucking neurotic about how I came off.
Yes.
And I can't help it because I'll lose sleep over it the next 3 nights. Did the D&D stream go good? Like, fuck, I don't know.
That's so funny.
I gotta listen back to it and see, because I was so into what we were doing, like, I don't even remember how it went.
I don't know, because like so when I hear shit like that, I start to think, and maybe I'm weird because I don't know if other people are like this.
It'll eat me alive, so it's like,
yeah. When I hear you say that, I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I never once. There's somebody above you.
It's oil, and I'm in oil.
Yeah. I never want, like, when we leave the PPS, I never think, was that a bad show? Did we? I always, at the end of every stream, every podcast I produced when I was doing the podcast for Mega 64, and like anytime I do a Big Dogs, even my own streams, I'm like, that was fucking great. I had so much fun. We had a great time. Even like here, I'm always like,
I'm the opposite, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's so bizarre to me. So I wonder if maybe there's something fucked in my brain that I don't ever. It's not that I don't think that I can improve, and it's not that I'm so like conceited that I believe that everything I do is great. I just know that I know what I'm trying to do as I'm doing it, or at least I try to. I actually wrote this down a long time ago because I had this thought. Like, I don't try to necessarily be anything, or I don't try to like hit some ideal marker like the perfect show in my head. I try to react appropriately to the moment that I'm in.
I think our viewers see so much of us that they know that we're authentically ourselves on camera at this point.
Well, I guess I also I can't in my mind. I don't see a situation where one thing or another that I personally could possibly say is gonna make me feel like I ruined the whole show because of it. If I say something or do something that isn't right, I'll be like, hey, you know what? That didn't work. Let's move on.
Yeah, I've walked some shit back.
Right, and I think because
by over-explaining something like for the next 10 minutes because I felt uncomfortable about something I said. Yeah.
Right, and that's what I used to do, and now even now I'm just kind of like, hey, you know what? That didn't land the way I wanted to, and.
But I think that's the greatest thing about conversation.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the thing that, you know, because we have this show where there is kind of a conversation, we have a chat, we have responses with callers and people engaging with us.
Who in here?
There's that bit of like, there's always going to be, because even when I did my Lost podcast, I'm like, who the fuck gives a shit what I have to say about anything, let alone a TV show that I didn't write. You know, like, what insight am I gonna give? And every week,
no matter what you do, Brian,
you're gonna die, Charlie.
People are gonna listen to your podcast.
And that's what happens every time somebody checks it out. Even now that it's been like 3 years since it's done, and people are like, dude, I really enjoy.
Podcast? Yeah.
You did a Lost podcast? Hey, and then 5-6 episodes in, if they actually end up finishing it, they always say, man, I learned so much. And I'm like, I thought I just reiterated everything that people knew.
When or where, can they find that, bro?
Oh, yeah, that's going to be youtube.com. Is it Dubayan? I forget. I don't fuck around with my YouTube anymore as much because, honestly, it's like...
There's video formats on Twitter and Instagram that are giving me the same endorphin kick. And, you know, I'll use it when it's appropriate, but, you know, I've put that energy into this show.
Yeah.
Into the promotion of this show. Like I had fun little editing a little video for the promotion today.
Yeah.
But I'll throw those on YouTube and Twitter.
And you know, like I think one of the biggest things that I realize
Instagram and Twitter, not YouTube. That's what we're dogging YouTube, right?
That's what we're dogging.
Take it back. Hold on, let me take that back. Okay. Sorry, Brian.
Oh, I thought you were gonna
pause.
You can have one kiss.
Okay, go ahead, Brian.
Oh man, I think yeah, it's really about kind of knowing what you're here to do, and like when you listen back to the show, I think what I think about is like
you fuck dog.
You probably listen back and you're like, okay, what are the things that I can tweak? How can I improve it? And I'm sure once you listen to the episode, you're like, yeah, you know what, did a pretty fucking good job. It was a consistent PBS episode.
I'm always happy, and I can't just believe myself next week that you've been happy for 100 weeks in a row that you can remember.
Yeah.
Once you listened back to segments, that everything audio-wise, levels were good. The show was funny. You guys were playing games. It was fun. The chat was cool. Like, it's always the same outcome, but I'll still go, oh, no, I gotta check. I got a new piece of equipment that we didn't fully test that out before.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll change some shit around here.
I think it's fair.
And it sounds good.
And it's because and that's a good thing to have, you know. And so what I mean in bringing that up is that I guess what I do is rather than I don't worry about things like that. What I do is I take, and I'm not saying that you don't do this or whatever, but what I do is I take
personality types,
I take action. Right, like
Action man.
So rather than being like, was this last show not good? Well, the last show's done. Next show is going to be good.
If I don't have time to do some review, like I got a crazy schedule, I'll throw that thought in my head and go, yeah, rationalize it, fucker.
Yeah.
You don't have time to sit and like play on your phone right now, so like quit worrying about it. The show is fun.
The show's fine.
And what are you gonna do if it wasn't?
Yep.
It already happened.
Yep.
It's already uploaded. So move on and make the next show better if you thought this one sucked so bad.
Exactly, because I like
totally.
Especially as one thing that I'm realizing about us as humans and in general, we're control freaks. And as much as we
look at, I got a control freak
Right
type
there.
grip, dude. That's my favorite third-party controller.
It's a great controller. But you know, as long as we realize that there's not much that we do have control over, and we focus our efforts on trying to control the factors of the things that we do have control over, we will feel far less stressed than we currently do.
Is that the theory of judo? That you take the momentum of the chaos energy coming at you and you just bend it to your will. You just motivate it a little, to adapt to what's happening and benefit. Is that what you're saying?
A little bit, yeah. It's like humbling yourself to see yourself within this world. You're one of 7 billion people who live on this planet. I'm not saying that your problems or my problems are any less or more important than anybody else's.
Yeah.
I'm saying that
But our biggest problem is someone else's. A toddler's biggest problem is they don't get a chocolate for dessert. But that's the end of the fucking world for them. Oh my God.
But we need to remember that their biggest problem and our biggest problem is still each other's biggest problem.
That's why they freak out and cry like me.
And if it's
when
if it's
when I
your
don't get my
biggest
chocolate.
Yeah, if your biggest problem is you don't get your chocolate, and my biggest problem is I don't know if I'm gonna be able to, put gas in my car this week.
Ain't got enough dough to pay the rent.
Still gonna make you cry.
Yeah.
So
still gonna make you cry.
You can't look at somebody and diminish them for having it easier than you, which kind of goes back to what we were saying at the beginning of the call.
Let's get my echoes back.
We have probably lived in one of the nicest periods in terms of history. We haven't had really a major war since.
Oh, dude, the 90s had the fucking .com era. We got the internet.
It just everything got better socially. We're talking more about mental health and understanding different people. We're
people
becoming
are getting so fucking soft, bro.
It's soft in certain
So
ways,
fucking soft.
but
evolved in other ways.
Evolved in other ways. We're becoming more aware of the fact that trauma is real and it happens in ways we can't measure or fathom, and it's real to whoever it happens to. Even if it seems stupid to you, it's real to that person. And because of that, we're able to, I think, understand perspective. Well, yeah, I mean, Kareem, we're not talking about wars, like the secret wars that we're in that people don't fucking know about. I'm talking about.
We want to talk about government.
Well, he's talking
wars?
about the 7 wars in Israel and all the
You want to talk about the proxy wars going on?
all the proxy wars and all. I mean,
between the East and the West.
Well, yeah, if you want to get into the whole
over the
fucking
Middle East.
the whole big time war that has just been going on with that's why our fucking economic shit is all bad globally, aside from the pandemic.
Who knows what they want us to know? Who are they?
That kind of goes into it too. There's nothing we can fucking do about that. So let's take care of our own wars.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
And the people around us. Realize that when you're focusing on yourself, it's like this. If I drink a whole cup of coffee.
How are we supposed to focus on anything else? There's my echoes.
Well, when everything is provided for you, it's kind of easy.
Well, no, I'm just talking about right now where everything's kind of been taken away and society is going to be in a restructuring situation here pretty soon. Because, 2020, COVID, all of that shit,
Yeah.
That's going to take some getting used to.
It is, but it's going to be a part of our lives, the way that it's been, and everybody complained and bitched about it a year ago, and here we are a year now later, and we're still surviving in it. It's different. It's not the exact same as it's been, but we didn't fucking lose our whole society over it, and we shouldn't. We shouldn't allow minor inconveniences to derail us so much so that we forget what's important to us. Yeah. Which is, I think, trying to be happy.
I'm just saying, try to be happy, but everyone's trying to get through it. You know what I mean? So they have. It's hard to focus on or even pay attention to what's fucking going on. For me, I just I'm so checked out with anything political or this whole division in. God, I'm getting my ass kicked again. Anyway, what I'm foolishly trying to dive into and not talk about is just my nihilistic attitude towards life because I'm trying to fucking take care of myself right now. Which I think I'm doing a good job. I'm not in a mentally bad place.
And I think that
But I am being very fucking selfish with my time and my energy is like, I'm still hustling, but I'm hustling for myself, and like everyone I know is like taking care of themselves, like doing pretty well. Like I don't, thankfully, know anyone personally in my group of friends that's even like gotten sick or gotten fucking seriously like evicted or had like some terrible problem like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can be thankful for that, but how much longer though? When does that now penetrate my inner circle? Because it's going on and on and on.
Right.
Actually, I do have some relatives that came down with COVID-19 finally.
Oh,
They're,
really?
Like
really?
in my actually, and that happened last week, I think. So it's like, I guess it is. It's coming to a head for me.
Yeah.
But my life, I kept talking about it at the early quarantine cast, like, didn't change a lot. And I started feeling guilty saying that all the time.
No,
like,
yeah.
I'm still just going to both jobs, and we've figured out how to make him work in the, in the safe confines of COVID.
Yeah.
Everyone's masked up now everywhere. I'm, at both jobs. When we're not on camera, we're like masked up the whole time.
Yeah.
It's taken some getting used to, but I'm used to it. It's like, it's normal now. So I was always saying like, man, my life didn't really change that much. And I started to kind of feel bad because I know that there's people out there who are watching me say that going like, you motherfucker, like, I'm flat on my ass. And like, hey, I feel for you.
Exactly. And, but the thing is, you shouldn't have, in my opinion, you shouldn't have to feel bad for having your life be okay and being happy. You shouldn't have to.
No, I mean,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I feel like there's this to kind of
you just feel I'm aware of like, I'm gonna say something someone's not gonna like, but I'm gonna be honest with how I'm feeling about my life right now, and
right.
And I'll say too, like, I still am kind of in that same mindset where I'm still going to work and getting to have fun and do shit that's different, but man, my quality of life is maybe improved because I'm such a fucking hermit, and maybe I've saved a little money not eating out and going to the movies every weekend.
Oh, yeah.
I went to the movies every weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Trish went multiple times a week. We're kind of like looking at our finances going like, we're all right. Like, I've also tightened my belt so much when this whole thing started, like since 2020. Man, I saved my tax return. I saved any money incoming, as much as I could, and I haven't been paying out much because what are we doing? There's nothing to fucking do. So I am kind of looking at my life like, I'm doing all right. Might pay the mortgage off a little earlier.
Sure, why not?
I don't fucking know. That's just, I'm adapted now, man. I'm like, I found a groove.
Yeah.
I can't wait to go out to the movies again.
So, I think that's the other thing. Like,
Can't wait to go to Japan. I was so fucking bummed about that, but I mean,
it's a bummer.
hey, could be a lot worse.
And
that's what I'm saying.
That's what I think it is. I think COVID was one of those situations where people who normally are used to filling their time by going out and doing things at rest. Oh my God. Going out and doing things for their enjoyment are having to find ways to do that at home. And that was a weird transition period for people who nerd. For people who aren't gamers, for people who aren't normally at home, like you said, as a quote unquote, self-proclaimed hermit.
I'm a hermit. Trish is such a fucking antisocial hermit, man. She loves COVID. Derek said he's thrived in COVID.
Yeah.
I mean, people in my inner circle, my friends and family, my dad retired right before it. So what a good time to go take the motorhome around to different camping grounds and actually retire. Like, it's
Yeah.
People I know are well adapting.
Yes, and I think that's great. I think that.
But we're being smart.
Yeah.
We're masked the fuck up.
Everywhere I go.
I don't see outside of my parents
Look
and
out!
my sister. Ow, fuck, dude. Like, and these guys, I don't see anyone else. And when I see these people, we're masked up.
Yep.
We're being responsible. I'm not dining in a fucking tent
I mean, they didn't even have that open until 2 weeks ago here. Again, anyways, it had been closed for a month.
So.
You know, like
Yeah.
I mean, and then that's the other thing. Like, there's only so much you can do. You still have to go to the grocery store. But
Yeah,
even
I'm
then,
going to the grocery store,
right?
and I'm even stopping in. You know, like, call me fucking risque, but like I'll swing into a GameStop or a fucking Walmart to pick up a video game instead of buying on Amazon.
Yeah.
I heard it's bad.
I mean, right?
We don't like Jeff Bezos anymore.
Well, how about I fucking need some shit and I'm right by a Target and they have cheap ass fucking whatever the fuck I need.
Walmart was $10 cheaper, so you know I'm a fucking bargain hunter. That's how we're paying the mortgage off a fucking year early, guys.
Yeah.
You fucking save $10 on a Switch game at Walmart.
Save it. And I think
right in the savings. I'm buying Bitcoin, boys. My fucking Bitcoin jumped, y'all.
Dude, I bought Bitcoin like a little bit ago, and it made like $10.
I just over this last little spike.
Yeah, in the last like 2 months, I bought $50 worth of Bitcoin. It's $60 now.
Ooh. Look at that. If you like what I do,
now. I bought some Doge.
I haven't gotten into the Doge yet.
I figure, you know, when it's worth like 6 cents in share, you really don't lose when you buy, you know, nothing. Like I think, I think like right now it's down, but I own 126 shares, so when it goes back up, it'll be fine.
Damn.
It was nothing. It cost 6 cents.
Yeah, it was nothing.
I think it was $5 in Insmindo. Like why not? You know, because all I could think is I think I bought $10 actually. All I could think is, well, I got $10 to go spend on a burrito, which I'm gonna literally shit out of my ass.
I need to find. That's a good way of looking at it.
So,
I need to find another campfire.
And then normally, when COVID isn't around, I'll go to Vegas maybe once or twice in a year, and typically, depending on if it's once or twice. If it's twice, basically I have a budget of $200 every year that I'll put towards I'm going to spend this at the tables or whatever gambling, either at Barona, the local Native American reservations.
You're a gambling man.
Not really.
Once a year.
Well, once a year I want to play.
Yeah,
you know,
I
it's fun.
going to Barona and I would play the penny or nickel slots. I'd win like $200 sometimes.
Yeah,
that's
so
fun and maybe you waste $20. But
yeah,
it's like going to an arcade and wasting $20.
Exactly. For me, it's like the whole year I got a $200 budget for gambling.
And Konami makes a lot of those
jackpot games. Yeah.
What are they called? Slot machines.
Hell yeah, dude. And pachinko and slot machines and shit. But yeah, so I figured, fuck it. I didn't go to Vegas this year. I'm not going to gamble any other way. So I put $50 into Bitcoin and I put $100 into the stocks. And and you know, I mean,
nice.
Now I'm just sitting on it. I'm not doing shit.
That wasn't a Barat impression. I just said very nice weirdly.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing dated.
No Barat?
It's not dated. They made a sequel.
Yeah, it's not dated anymore.
No one thinks about it anymore.
Now it's new. Does he say is nice in the new movie?
I don't know. He always talks like that. The daughter was the best character in the movie.
Yeah.
The fucking jokes were off the fucking chain too. That shit was insane. The misogyny jokes that were like pointing out the absurdity of like that culture.
Yes.
View towards women.
Yes.
Oh my fuck! I don't want to do this.
Oh no. Hopefully there's no fire.
Fuck. Okay. Getting too close. Getting too close, you motherfucks. You're fucking lurking zombie asses. Okay. What was I talking about? Something with
Borat and buying stocks.
Yeah.
Cryptocurrencies.
Borat. No, the misogyny humor that the girl in that the setups and punchlines in the Borat sequel that was worth the price of admission for me.
Yeah. That's good.
That was a funny trope to play on. In 2020, you know what I mean?
It was. Now, I don't know where
that was like the relevant humor.
Yes. I don't know where you can find it, but if you haven't seen Who is America, his show that he did on Showtime, he did that was so fucking good.
I didn't want to like the because it looked so Hans and Franz, the Israeli like drill instructor dude.
Oh, he was the best.
I didn't want to like it because it's like this is so. Oh, I almost fell off again.
Yeah, you did.
I was like, this is so goofy fucking looking. Like, how did they not fall for it? But God, those were some of my favorite bits.
That one
character.
and the guy who was like an apologist for being a man or whatever. I forget his name.
Oh, the real, yeah,
The
the real fucking
German sounding dude.
the
like,
guy who like
after Hillary
the-
Clinton lost had the election stolen. That's how his segment always starts.
Yeah.
Oh my God! And it features that clip of the girl going no.
Yes, our favorite.
I love it.
That character where he's got like the sweater on and he's talking to like a politician from the South in like a library.
Yeah.
They're sitting in children's chairs.
God. And he's trying to get him to say like
he's trying to get him to say like weird shit.
Pedophile shit.
Yeah, and he's like
and the guy's like
not in. He was
No.
like not going
No.
forward. And if you say it one more time,
yeah. And if you say it one more
I will
that
get up and leave.
is the
And just
best.
the set dressing of sitting them in children's
Yes.
chairs in a school library during that makes it so much more. It just add that little detail adds
Yeah.
so much comedy to the scene.
The mosque bit Ron's Pies brought up where they go to
a
this
mosque in every
a mosque in every city or some shit, and everybody was like,
Texas con or something.
"Fuck Muslims,
Oh,
fuck them, and get this shit out of our town." And I'm like, Jesus. I mean, he showed us who is America.
He's shedding some light on people that weren't in on the bit, and that's their like reaction. Like, yo, we're gonna say this shit out loud and in public.
Yes.
Woo!
Oh God.
What was that on HBO?
That was on Showtime.
Oh fuck this.
That was on Showtime, and it never came out on any disc platform that I'm aware of. 'Cause
Ooh.
I would buy it.
I think you can stream.
Oh, I know where to
still.
find it, but yeah, I think it's only available on Showtime or
Guys, I need a campfire.
through
So was
Hulu
Ash vs.
subscription.
Evil Dead, but they remedied that with DVDs.
Fuck, dude. Ash vs. He's dead. That'd be cool. But yeah, I mean that's as good as when he went to that like, what was it called, like square dance or what is it? What do they call it when you do like a
hoedown?
A hoedown, and he had them singing "Throw the Jew Down the Well."
Oh yeah, that was a catchy tune.
It was.
They joined in, man.
Oh man, it was so fucking. It's so funny. He's still so fucking great.
I still go back to how good Bruno was.
Yeah.
In the theater because of the occasional walkout.
Yeah, because
of
we saw
some dude that literally went, "Shit is gay."
I fucking forgot about that, but yeah, we were all there.
It's like, yeah, like what movie did you think you were coming to see?
Oh my God, that was really funny. And then somebody in the chat, where'd it go? Because I want to give him credit for saying
gotta
it.
find a
Dr.
campfire.
Lumpkins said that Bruno was tragically underrated.
We
I
talked
thought
to them last week.
we did. They did the D&D fan art.
Yes. Oh yeah, thank you again for that.
Yeah,
Doc,
dude.
that was on my Twitter.
That's fucking dope. But yeah, that whole thing is just like Bruno was.
I will not be intimidated at all by full frontal male nudity.
Oh no.
And the transitions of just a spinning limp cock, like meat spin transitions essentially. You spin me right round, baby, right round. That shit was just in that movie, and that made me laugh. I was doing spit takes during that.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
Seeing that in a theater with other people.
In El Cajon.
Oh, God, that was a great time.
I'll never forget that.
Yeah, El Cajon had the perfect mix of, like, there's some fucking rednecks who drove in from El Centro to come see this shit.
Which is
So
like,
shouts out
why?
to El Centro, you're not all rednecks, but
Yeah.
it sucks to be in El Centro, right?
Oh, God,
That's
yeah.
why you gotta come to the Parkway Plaza Theater, because that's the closest stop, and that's still hour 45
Probably.
if you're doing 70 and an F-150 lifted.
Jesus. It
Yeah,
better
you're
be.
doing 70 and a lifted F-150. So you're there in 45 minutes from El Centro, maybe an hour and a half. Oh, fuck me! Again! That's what I get for talking
The goddamn
shit.
cannon.
That's what I get.
I fucking...
Fuck.
I fucking love... Yes.
I gotta stop pointing out parts of town I don't like or I think are method.
God, I loved being in the theater for Bruno because of how like you said, just how the audience either got it or they didn't. And so that movie started with like about 50, 60 people in the theater and ended with maybe, no, it didn't have 50 or 60. It probably had 20.
Over-exaggerate. I don't care. Do it.
No,
Story time.
It had like 20 people in there, and by the end of it, there were like 10. Half the people left. Remember, like,
whoops. That's not story time.
Reflections of the past.
Well, you get it. But yeah, half the people, it was a get up and go.
Yeah.
I will remember that, and I'll remember the bottle come flying in at the end of like Jackass 3D or Jackass 2. I forget which one it was. Those theater experiences, man. I think we've died enough times. I've got some blood echoes, but you know, I can't find another campfire. So again, I haven't really progressed. I didn't even come across a boss.
I know.
I was hoping. Daniel gave me the good fucking info on how to get that parry and soul rip combo.
Yeah.
What's it called? Visceration?
Visceral, I think.
Fantastic gore, violence portrayed on the screen for you guys today. Thank you again.
Yes.
I sure do hope you loved it.
Is there anyone jacking off to this right now?
We'll see you next time.
When I get home, I will.
Oh, before we go, I do want to say all of the Mega 64 merchandise from the hit Mob G 2021 is still up for pre-order. We have the jogger outfit, we have the hoodie and beanie, and we have the variant short sleeve rider tee.
Nice.
All still available, as well as many other items at shop.mega64.com.
Very nice.
Brought to you by ourselves here. Thank you so much.
Can I come?
Yes, you can, Derek.
Oh, I'm getting home. When I do.
It's been a real fun time. It's been a nice long show. We're making up for the small show. Oh, no wheel spin today, boys. It's back in action next week. I almost think, ooh, God. Do I want to do one? Nah, we've had a long show. Next week. Fuck, I tempted you, but
What,
sorry.
a wheel spin or just I'm going to take my shoes off?
I was just thinking, you know, from now on, if no one calls in with a wheel spin idea, I'm just going to pick one that I want to do.
Well, I'm taking my shoes off.
Go ahead. See you next week.
Marker placed. Marker placed.
Yeah.
Yeah, how you doing? You guys, send the men out to dance and stuff and strip? Yeah. Would it be a full strip down? You mean nude? Completely. Yeah. Is there any way they would do that? No. There's no way they could jiggle something in my buddy's eyes for his birthday? Al, you're sick.
Yes, hello?
Hello?
Hi, can you hear me okay?
Uh-huh.
Okay, there was chocolate milk there. There was chocolate milk there, 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 milk there. Hi. Can you hear me okay?
Uh-huh.
Okay, there was chocolate milk there. I was at the drive-through window about 15 minutes ago. Are you the one working the drive-through window?
Nope, I'm the manager.
Can I talk to the guy working the drive-through? There's been a mistake with some money.
What happened?
Well, I gave him a 20, and I think he gave me two 20s back and my, and I'd like to in my change. And I'd like to bring it back.
Oh, no problem. I gave you change?
No. It's just with him. I don't want to talk to you, cocksucker. I want to give him his money back. No one else is getting this money but the guy who made the mistake.
Excuse me. My
question to you. Why did you call me a cocksucker?
No, I'm not talking to you then.
Okay, well,
I'm just saying I gotta give him his money back, fuckhead.
Okay, well,
I'm just saying I gotta give him his money back, fuckhead. Fuckhead. Okay, and I don't want you guys coming up short.
Fine, no problem.
Can I bring it in? What time are you guys gonna close till?
We're still till 11.
Till 11, you piece of shit. Okay, I'll bring it in. Thanks for your... Piece of shit. 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 Shit.